How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
The average score, Sean, in the sectionals is 53-17 for the Rockies. This offense for the Rockies has really been explosive in the sectionals.
You know, when we talk about the offense for the Rockies, they have one very special player, and to talk about him right now, we're going to send it down to the sidelines with our own Mark Watts, Coach Mark Watts. Let's talk about Jack Barron. When we look at this quarterback for the Rockies right here, this kid is a stud. He does it all. He's got some great yards in the air, but also in the ground. And you've talked about this young man with some other people as well.
Yes, Sean, thank you. What a great night down here. He is an excellent quarterback. He's been a 3-year starter. He's the head coach's son. So you know they don't go home and just talk about the weather and how he's doing in math class. So he understands this offense completely. He runs it exceptionally well. Sean, they run what we call here we go.
Run and shoot.
The run and shoot off. Thank you, Joe. A run and shoot offense is basically a triple option. They'll fake it to the dive man. The person in motion comes around, and the quarterback reads the end, and he can pitch it or keep it. But going back to the quarterback, he is so fast, and he reads this option so well, he puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Plus, he can throw the football, so he's got a good arm. The biggest thing about him, Sean, is he's athletic. I've watched him on 2 films, and he just makes things happen. And he's the wild card. I talked to Coach Bodrab tonight, and we both agreed he's the wild card for this game tonight.
Well, Mark, you bring up some great points. Joe Wharton, to follow up on those points right there, let's talk a little bit about those numbers for Barron. And again, I think the coaching staff from Bishop Dwenger kind of equates him to a very special player from Bishop Dwenger as well.
Well, they do. When I talked to the coaches of Bishop Dwenger, they compared him to a Mikey Fiacable. This kid puts the offense on his back, and he carries him. He will take a broken play and make it into something very special. He just wills his team to win. And, he's the leading rusher for this team, averaging 6 yards a carry, over 1,300 yards rushing, 18 rushing touchdowns with only 4 fumbles. And through the air real quick, 55%, 122 yards a game, 16 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
We're going to take a break for the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We are broadcasting live from Plymouth, Indiana, where it is regional football action on the line right here between the Rockies and the Saints. And we are going to roll right through our pregame show right here. Joe Wharton, you were talking about young Mr. Barron and his impressive offensive skills.
Yeah, again, let me back up and slow down a little bit because the national anthem I was spent. Barron throwing the ball completes 55% of his passes. Okay, they don't throw a lot, maybe 10 times a game.
Yeah.
16 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Remember that, Sean.
Yeah.
12 interceptions on the season. And another thing we want to keep an eye on, the Rockies this year in the turnover margin, they are -3. The Bishop Dwenger Saints in their turnover margin for the season, they are +14. The Saints have been able to do 2 things very good this year: get turnovers and sack the quarterback. They didn't do either one last week against Leo. I think they're going to need to do both here tonight to win.
And we're going to take a little break here, and when we come back in 30 seconds, we're going to talk about tonight's starting offense, get an update as to the field conditions, and maybe see if we can jump in on the coin toss here. We are moments away from regional championship football action right here from Plymouth. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
Are you looking for an orthopedic specialist? Ortho Northeast has been serving the community for over 50 years with offices in 3 convenient locations. Look for the location nearest you. Dr. John Pritchard is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon with 20 years of experience with ONE and can assist you with the best treatment plan for your knee or shoulder pain. Dr. John Pritchard is looking forward to meeting you and helping with all orthopedic needs. Call Dr. Pritchard at 260-484-8551 or visit the web at www.orthone.com.
And we are back to live action here, ladies and gentlemen, from Plymouth, Indiana. We're going to go ahead and send it down to the sidelines as both teams are now entering onto the field. We are moments away from regional championship football action here on Redeemer Radio. Mark Watts, tell us about the field. It sounded a little windy down there during the national anthem.
Yes. Oh, it's a little windy down here, not as much as we thought. It will be a little bit of a factor tonight.
Sounds like it's going to be a factor in our headsets too.
I'm really trying to be still, but the wind is kind of affecting it. The playing conditions are really good. They had some vandalism last year in the.
Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sean, what Mark's trying to talk about is there was some vandalism done to the field about a year and a half ago. Somebody destroyed the grass. They replanted it. It didn't take, and then they had to scrape the soil, put in some new topsoil, and replant it. So you see some spots that look pretty bare. But listen, I walked the field. It's in really good condition, a lot better than Zollner Stadium. Let me just say that.
Right.
So I think the coaches are going to be pretty happy with the field conditions tonight.
Yeah, when we come in here tonight at game time right now, it is, we're going to call it blustery and 39 degrees up here in Plymouth, Indiana. And it looks like the captains are out at the middle of the field. Mark's going to keep an eye on the result of that coin toss. But, folks, just a reminder that if you can hear this game, it's thanks to our communications sponsor, Dr. Todd and Mary Briscoe and Briscoe Family Dentistry. Their generous financial support helps make this Redeemer Radio Sports broadcast possible. If you need emergency dental care, call Dr. Briscoe at 260-486-9950.
Mark, or Sean, excuse me, I think really the key for the Saints tonight, if they do want to win, they've got to slow number 5. I don't know that you're going to completely stop him, but they have to slow him. Last week against Leo, Leo used a power running game and really gave the defense for the Saints fits, and they need to get that fixed here tonight. And the Saints are going to have their hands full with this explosive offense. As the coin toss concluded here, we're going to get the referee to tell us exactly what happened. Looks like the Saints won the toss. He's patting on the shoulder. They deferred to the second half. Therefore, you got to believe the Plymouth Rockies are going to receive. So let's talk about starting lineups right off the bat. Starting lineups for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. We're going to see that defense early. Up front, you have Colin Burns, Nolan Sipe, Frankie the Flusher Yanko, and Alex Grodemat. Colin Burns, of course, affectionately known as Sea-Dog. Linebackers for tonight, Mike Hake, Sledge Winklejohn, and Jared Gernhardt. And the defensive backs getting the start for the Gold Helmets, Amon Clark, Austin the Anvil Burns, Mitch Effinger, and Zach Norton, Flash Norton.
That's it. All right, folks, so get it ready. We are moments away from the the PA is
he's into it.
He's into it.
I like that style. I really like it. I feel like a French fry up here. It's so hot.
I know.
My goodness.
Yes, indeed. Well, again, we are broadcasting live from Plymouth, where the Bishop Dwenger Saints have come into Rocky territory, and this is regional championship football, and we are moments away from kickoff. The Plymouth Rockies wearing a red and looks like cream and crimson, if you will, with splashes of bright white, and of course the Bishop Dwenger Saints wearing their white jerseys, gold helmets and pants, and of course the Navy numerals. We are set and ready to go as Stegmeyer, number 12, has the ball at the 40. He's kicking left to right on your radio dial. And here we go. We are craving a W here tonight for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. The ball is in the air, taken near the 7-yard line, through the middle, looking for a seam, gets out past the 20, the 23-yard line, before he is wrapped up and brought down near the 27.
Looked like Lewis Garrett on the stop. Starting offense for the Plymouth. Crum, Straka, Hereford, Garza, Quintana, LaFree, and Nixon up front. Jack Barron, of course, the signal caller, number 5. He's very special. Hooten and Evelyn are your receivers, and the single back is Tristan McMillan, a junior, 5'8", 171, and here we go.
Jack Barron, number 5, in the shotgun. Going to flood the, now he's going to look back to the sidelines here. They start with twins to the left and right with a single back. Again, they run the triple option, run and shoot style offense, if you're more familiar with that. 4 men up front for Dwenger. They flow to the right side. Here is the quarterback has it, decides for a late pitch, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage, and no gain that time for number 14, Terrence Hooten.
Well played by the Saints defense. Sledge, everybody, that's assignment football right there, Sean. Everybody had their assignment. Quarterback's covered, pitchman was covered. Well done by the Saints defense.
So no gain, bringing up a 2nd and 10 for the Rockies here. They're now on the left hash mark, ball resting at the 28-yard line. Again, a single setback as Barron is in the shotgun formation. Twins right and left. Now a man in motion to the right side. Deep pitch, trying to find that edge, breaking it in. Gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing as 7 gold helmets hit him at the line of scrimmage.
Sea Dog, Colin Burns leading the charge for the Saints, and along with Frankie Yanko, this Rockies team is averaging 241 yards on the ground per game this season. They can certainly rush the football.
No gain on those 2 plays, bringing up a 3rd and 10 for the Rockies as they look back toward the sidelines here. First quarter, zeros on the scoreboard. This is the first drive from scrimmage for the Rockies. Man in motion now coming back to a split backs formation and now resetting back to the right side.
They love to run, Sean. Just because it's 3rd and 10 doesn't mean they're going to pass.
That's right. Again, the man in motion flowing to the right, play action, looking for some room, goes through the middle, running, scrambling. He's got some room, finally gets hammered near the 36-yard line. As again, Jack Barron, you talked about it before, Joe, he is so dangerous. He was able to get in front of that pocket and get a good positive gain, but it will not be enough for a first down.
It brings up a 4th and 4. Looks like a 4th and 4. And Jack Barron's still back. He'll punt the ball. They'll leave the offense on and then kind of do a little Dwenger thing and punt the ball from their offensive formation.
Barron is listed as the punter here. They're going to line up with trips to the left side, 1 wide right. Nobody behind Barron, and he's standing at his own 28-yard line as he backs up. And it looks like he will go ahead and kick this one away. Zach Norton steps up and will not get a return on this one, and it rolls to about the 28-yard line of Bishop Dwenger. So a 3 and out for the Rockies to begin this contest as that stiff defense from Dwenger holds and gives Blake Piccioni and company an opportunity right now.
Well, that was good assignment football on that first drive. And you said it, Sean. We saw what Jack Barron can do when he broke on that broken pass play and was able to get 7 yards. That's what he brings to this offense.
Blake Piccioni, the junior quarterback, 6'1", 195, wearing a 1.5 on his chest, number 15. He is going to line up with a single setback. 2 wide to the right side on the short side, 1 wide left. Man in motion is Clark going to the far left side. And he's looking to throw, looks to the flats. It is up and caught by number 89, Fetterspiel. And he will get across the 30-yard line out to about the 33.
They rushed 5. Plymouth Rockies rushed 5, and that's what you have. They call it a 3-4. It's really a 5-man front with 2 linebackers. But in today's terms, you call it a 3-4. And they brought all 5 that time, Sean.
We'll call that a gain of 5 for the Saints, bringing up a 2nd and 5 with 9:22 to go in the first quarter. Clock continues to tick. Split backs this time, wide out left and right. Awaiting the snap is Piccioni. Quick give to the tailback, right side. That is Amon Clark dragging a tackler with him across the 35 to about the 37. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Saints here. They need about 1.5 to go. Joe, who's up front?
Starting lineup for the Saints. Up front, the big boys, Campbell, Myers, McGuire, Herber, and Maccabee. Receivers are Fetterspiel, and, of course, Zach Norton. Winklejohn's your fullback tonight. Amon Clark, number 13. He's a special player as well. Ryan Berghoff is the other receiver. And, of course, number 15, Blake Piccioni at quarterback.
On 3rd and 1 for the Saints. Split backs, wide out left and right. Here is the snap. Again, give to the tailback through the middle. That's Amon Clark. He's got the first down at the 40. Pings around like a ping pong ball there and dropped at the 41-yard line. And the chains will move for the Saints.
The starting defense for Plymouth, Gabe Bastardo up front, Staten and Peters. Good linebacker core here. Stiers, Koss, Splix, and Fryer. Defensive backs Bennett, Drudge, Schuler, and Eveland. There are 6 seniors, 3 juniors, and 2 sophomores getting the start for the Rockies tonight.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Ball resting at their own 41-yard line. Piccioni has a single setback, Twins left and right. Blitz showing on the outside coming from the Rockies. Picked up. Here is a quick throw to Zach Norton. He's got it in the flats. Breaks 1 tackle. Tries to spin out of another one. Still on his feet and taken down near the midfield stripe.
The Rockies seem to be giving those short passes, Sean. They're playing off almost 10 yards. We knew that coming in because the coaches for Dwenger told us we would see that. They play pretty loose. They don't want to give up the big play.
So that is a gain of 9 for Zach Norton, bringing up a 2nd and 1. Still zeros on the scoreboard, Fred Tone. I want to give you a quick score update.
You have
there.
to. Fred's going to be twitching if you don't.
Right. Trips to the left, one wide right, and a wing to the right side as well. Now a man in motion across the line of scrimmage is Zach Norton. They give it to him. Jet sweep, no. Quarterback decides to keep it, and he pushes forward. It's going to be very close. They're going to stop the clock as he gets across the midfield stripe down to the 49. And they will motion another Bishop Dwenger first down.
The chains are moving. A nice play there by Pachelny. He's really turned into a strong runner this year. We've seen him get better and better every week at running the football, and you saw it right there when he lunged forward to get enough to move the chains.
Norton will check out. Fresh set of downs for the Saints. 7 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the first quarter. They break huddle and come to the line. Wideouts left and right with split backs. Double tights. Here's a snap and give to Amon Clark. Here's a counter through the middle. Big push that time, and he'll have 2, maybe 3 on that carry.
The Plymouth Rockies came on a blitz that time, and we saw this in film studies, Sean. They love to blitz linebackers. Their defensive front's a little undersized, especially going against this big offensive line for the Saints. So we expect the front to get help from the linebackers, and they do that by blitzing.
Yeah, the front three, Joe, they go 200, 225, and 195, so they are not big whatsoever up front for the Rockies. 2nd and 8 now for the Saints. Single setback, man in motion is Amon Clark going to the far side of the field. Play action, he's looking to throw, goes over the middle. He's got his man. It is caught by number 86 at the 30, gets down to the 25-yard line. Great catch that time by Berghoff as they scorch the defense and move the chains deep inside the Rocky territory.
Great play call on 2nd down. Rockies expecting another run. Linebacker comes, throw it right over the middle where a linebacker should have been.
Mark Watts, what do you have for us?
Okay, my mic is finally live. I thought the 2 first short passes that Pachelny threw were excellent calls. It got his confidence going, and then that third pass, he's zinged it in there. Back to you.
You're right, he did. He threw a frozen rope right to Berghoff there, and it was very effective. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line for the Saints. Split backs. Again to Amon Clark, left side, inside tackle, finding some room, gets into the linebacker core. It's hard to bring him down, A-Train, and he finally gets taken down at the 19-yard line.
He's hard to find, first of all. The offensive line is so huge, and Amon Clark is not huge. Therefore, he's hard to find back there, and he takes advantage of that.
That's indeed he does. 5'6", 151 pounds, Amon Clark checking in. And we're going to call that a gain of 5. Taking it inside the red zone down to the 19-yard line with 5.5 to go here in the first quarter. Pachelny in the shotgun, single setback. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 wide right. Here's a snap. Winklejohn in protection. He's looking to throw. Breaks contained. Throws to the left side. Throws. Nearly picked and incomplete that time. Fetterspiel was his intended receiver, and they just couldn't make the connection.
Well, and that's a pass you want to see him throw away.
Yeah.
Nobody was really open, but the Saints got away with one there. Here bringing up a big 3rd down.
So, again, they place the ball back at the 19-yard line. Pachelny and company looking back to the sidelines, looking for that play. It's being signaled in. 20 seconds on the play clock as they break huddle. And let's see. We've got Zach Norton in the slot to the right side, along with Berghoff. 1 wide left and a single setback. Here's a snap. Quarterback keeper through the middle. It is blown up and stopped right at the 20-yard line. Great penetration that time by the Rocky defense.
Well, and there's the blitzing linebackers again, Sean. And I'm watching this defensive front, and they really, because they're undersized, but they're quick, they slant them into the gaps. Linebackers fill the back gaps, and that's exactly what happens.
And it looks like Boyne Canseco may be coming in, number 29 for the Saints, to try and chip this one in.
37-yard attempt.
Ball resting at the 20-yard line.
Wind is at his back, what little wind there is.
It comes and goes. You know, again, when we were talking before we got on the air, there wasn't much there. And then during the national anthem, it was really prevalent. Boyne Canseco, here is the chip shot, and it looks like it is going to be good.
Wow, just over the crossbar. It was close. Nice job, Boyne Canseco.
All right, so now we've got some players and officials talking about the call here. We've got guys past the numbers. We've got a coach out to the hash mark.
There is a flag, I guess. I don't know what the...
Let's see if we can check in with Mark Watts.
Okay, I've been on these sidelines, and it's an optical illusion on one of the sides where you don't think it's good, but it really is. So this is what's happened to Plymouth. It didn't look good to them, but it really was.
Yeah, well, and
the guy under the goalpost would know.
Well, one would think. But so the score right now at least stands 3-0. The Bishop Dwenger Saints on top of the Rockies.
Now they're saying no good.
No good. They got it reversed. Mark, do you have anything for us? Is that accurate?
I'm trying to figure it out. No, it was not good. I don't get it. Now, I know one thing. There was only one official underneath the crossbar. Normally there's two.
Correct.
So I don't understand why there wasn't two back there. Back to you.
Wow. Well, again, so they take the score off the board. Zeros now still on the scoreboard. And that being a fourth down, the Rockies have a new chance. 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. And the Rockies offense are on the field. And here is the snap, and it is going to be another option. They try the middle there, and he is stopped after he gets into the linebacker core. That's the Jack Barron keeper. Through the middle, he pushes forward to about the 24-yard line.
About 4 yards. That's one of the plays. It's really like a quarterback ISO. Man in motion leads up through the hole for the quarterback.
So we'll call that a 2nd and 6 now coming up for the Rockies. They spread things out, single setback, twins right and left, standard formation for the Rockies. And now we've got a flag on the play. And it looks like this might be a false start against the Rockies. First penalty of the game comes in at 3:54 to go here in the first quarter with zeros still on the scoreboard. And then we'll move them back to the 19-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and 11. So they place the ball. The officials take their spot and get ready for the whistle. And here we go on 2nd and 11. Saints with their 4-man front, 3 men in the linebacker core. Same formation for the Rockies. Twins right and left with a single setback. Barron in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He looks to throw. Looks, checks off. He's got trouble. He evades it. Goes to the right. Looking downfield. Chokes. Throws it there in the middle. Oh, he is hammered and decleated, but he still catches the ball. Tremendous job by number 1 that time, and that is Nixon for the Rocks.
Nixon comes in with 16 receptions on the year, but that play was made by Jack Barron, the quarterback, buying himself time, rolling out. The Saints lost contain over on the far side, and he found a receiver, and that receiver paid for that 11-yard catch.
He surely did, but it will be enough to give the Rockies a first down with 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Still zeros on the scoreboard. Rockies with a 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
David Oberkfell was on the big hit, Sean.
Trips to the left now, and again they throw that triple option. Quarterback decides to keep it. He finds a seam on the right side. Gets out to about the 39-yard line. So Barron that time finds a seam and runs for 9, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 1.
The ball is hard to find, Sean. Barron does such a nice job with his play fakes. It's hard to figure out who has it.
So with 2nd and 9, they take their time looking at the sidelines and waiting for the play to come in. They finally have it. Looks like the single setback will be offset to the quarterback to the left. Twins right and left. He's looking to throw. Looks deep. He's got some trouble. He is going to go down for a sack. He is sacked for a 1, maybe 2-yard loss that time.
Yanko and Burns, the two boys that have the sack leaders on this team.
Well, we talk about that front line for the Rockies. They averaged 6 foot, 230 pounds, and that time the defense was effective. Mark, do you have something real fast?
Yes, Coach Brogerev told me before the game that it's important. Less is more. They've got to stay in their lanes against this scrambling quarterback.
3rd and 2 for the Rockies now after the sack. Man in motion towards the center, and it's another option play. Quarterback decides to keep it, and that's a mistake as he is hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back.
Sea Dog, Colin Burns on the stop, doing a nice job from his defensive end position. Decision time now. The ball sits at the Rocky 39-yard line. Rocky's going right to left, and it is 4th and 1.
They do not come up with a first down here. And this was about the same place they punted from before. The ball's at the 39-yard line. Again, their quarterback is their punter. Now they're going to go for it here because he's got a man behind him, and he is in the standard shotgun formation. Here is the snap. They try the middle. They hit that line, and it looks like it depends upon the spot. It depends upon the spot.
Wow, it's going to be really close.
It is so close. He hit that wall and bounced backwards. It really depends on this spot at this point.
They're going to have to measure this. I mean, we're talking about links of a chain here, Sean. That's how close this one's going to be.
Folks, Redeemer Radio has one travel sponsor, and that's H&L Electric. Specializing in the commercial electrical needs for the business community, H&L Electric can handle the smallest to the largest of projects for your business. Call Pete Henry at 260-357-0123. That's H&L Electric at 260-357-0123.
Sorry, Pete Henry.
Yeah, thanks for that, Joe.
I'm going to have to buy him lunch. But he is about that was about one chain link short, Sean.
You're absolutely right. Yep. So the Saints defense holds. The Rockies get gutsy and go for it on 4th and 1, and they do not come up with it. So the Saints offense is now back on the field in great shape. 1st and 10 at the Rockies' 40-yard line. So they come back to the line. Here it is, Blake Piccioni and company on offense. He's got a single setback behind him. Offset to his left. Now a man in motion is Clark coming to the right side. He's looking to throw. He's got pressure through the middle. He tries to break contain, wings it out there, and that is going to be an incomplete pass to the flats on the right side.
And that's the key when looking at film again. The Rockies play off because they don't want to give up the big pass, and they like to bring pressure. They like to slant their defensive line. They don't think the quarterback's going to have time to throw the deep ball.
Right.
So they like to really bring the heat on the passer.
Sophia Cable was the intended receiver that time for the Saints. It's an incompletion, bringing up a 2nd and 10 from the 40 with 1:06 remaining here in the first quarter. Piccioni has a single setback. Here's a give to Clark through the middle. He finds daylight. He's at the 30 and finally gets tipped up inside the 30-yard line to about the 27. Boy, Clark found a second gear as soon as he hit that line of scrimmage.
He sure did. Nice big hole on the left side there, brought down by Schuler, the safety. And when your safety's making tackles, that's problematic.
They're actually going to mark him at the 26-yard line and move the chains. That's another Saints first down. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Still zeros on the scoreboard. The Bishop Dwenger Saints just outside the red zone now. Ball resting at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10. Piccioni under center now. I formation, twins to the left side. Here's a snap. Give it to the tailback. Following through. Amon Clark jumps through the line, gets into the linebacker core, gets down to about the 22-yard line.
About a 5-yard gain. You called it. That was old school football right there, Sean. The I formation, quarterback under center, and just a ground and pound for a 5-yard pickup.
Sledge blowing his way through that hole right there.
Right.
What do you have for us, Mark Watts?
Okay, Ernie Bodrav again. When I talked to him before the game, pound these guys, and this is the old Dwenger football right now. I formation, double team, and give it to the second back.
All right, 2nd and 5 now coming up for the Saints. From the shotgun, here's a snap, here's a pitch. Left side, Amon Clark has it, spins out of one tackle. He will get some positive yards, maybe inside the 20, but not much more there as time expires here in the first quarter. We've got stoppage on the field and a timeout. So to end the first quarter, we still have zeros on the scoreboard. When we come back, Bishop Dwenger will be facing a 3rd and 3 from the 19-yard line. Stick around, folks. We are back in 1 minute. You're listening to Regional Championship Football here on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
Hello, I'm Tom Steele with Tom Steele Tire and Auto Repair, a family-owned business for over 35 years. We carry all major brands of new tires as well as a large selection of quality used tires to save you money. We do all types of auto repairs, be it brakes, alignment, or just fix your air conditioning. Tom Steele Tire, North Clinton or Illinois Road. Give us a try. You'll be glad you did.
Whether you fly a plane through the clouds or bake cookies with your kids, we want to give you more time to do what you love. Hi, this is Lisa Stauffer from First Federal Bank. Our checking accounts with online and mobile banking options let you do just that. Whether you're in the air or on the ground, ask us how you can get up to $150 when you open a new checking account and take advantage of these banking options. First Federal Bank, better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, folks, if you're not following us on Twitter, you surely can. We are at 1063 Sports, and we are back live here at Plymouth to start the second quarter. The Bishop Dwenger Saints are facing a 3rd and 3 from the 19-yard line. They're now moving right to left on your radio dial. Again, we see an old-school I formation. Peter Winklejohn on the carry this time, on his feet, bowling his way forward down to about the 21. I think he'll have enough for a first down, Joe.
No doubt. First down, they're moving. Chains are moving. Clark in the first quarter, 7 carries, 36 yards. Pichelny, first quarter, statistics, 3 of 5 passing for 36 yards.
And they're going to mark this ball just north of the 15-yard line and give the Saints a 1st and 10. So they're inside the red zone. And we see Fia Cable checking in, along with Ryan Berghoff. Saints again in familiar territory inside the red zone of the Rockies. They've been here once. They tried the field goal. It was called good and then waved off afterwards. Let's see what this drive can come up with. Here's a snap, play action. Pichelny looking right to the corner, throws the ball deep into the corner, outstretched hands, and incomplete pass.
Intended receiver. I can't even see who that is.
I think that's Berghoff out there.
It is Berghoff. Indeed it is. Sean, this Rocky defense on the season is only giving up 18 points a game. They are really a well-coached, disciplined defense.
They are, and excuse me, Joe, that was actually 89, John Fetterspiel, not 86, Ryan Berghoff. So the incompletion burns it down, brings up a 2nd and 10. Zeros on the scoreboard to start this second quarter. Single setback as Amon Clark, double tights. Wing to the right. Here is a snap. Give to Amon Clark. Breaks it outside to the right side. Looking for some room. Trying to stretch things out. He's got a hand. And no, not much there. Great pursuit angles that time by the Rockies to contain Amon Clark on the right side.
Now that brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Saints. Of course, Saints now are moving right to left. And interesting, the Rockies' defense on the first 2 drives for the Saints has really tightened up in the red zone.
Yeah,
really has.
Absolutely right. Yep. So, might have lost a few inches right there, and we'll call that officially a 3rd and 11 as Zach Norton checks in for Fia Cable.
The flag now, Sean, is completely flat. No wind at all now here in Plymouth.
Right. Play clock down to 7 as they break huddle and come to the line. Trips package to the left, 1 wide right. Pichelny alone in the backfield. He's got to get this play off, and he will not.
No, there's timeout, Saints.
Oh, timeout. Yes, a timeout is called by Bishop Dwenger, so we are going to call a timeout as well when we come back after this 30-second break. The Bishop Dwenger Saints are going to face a critical 3rd and 11 from the Rockies 16. Stick around, folks. We're back in 30. You're listening to WRDF, Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
Matthew F. Hatfield, a health insurance specialist for those aged 65 and older, and for those under age 65 receiving Social Security disability. Matt provides Medicare supplement plans, Medicare Part D prescription drug plans, Medicare Advantage plans, dental, vision, and hearing aid insurance plans, and long-term care insurance plans. For taking good care during the best years of your life, call Matthew F. Hatfield at 484-6606.
Folks, you can help support your Catholic parish or school and help yourself in the process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. Call Elevate at 844-230-6611 or check them out online at ndelevate.com. The timeout is over. Here comes Bishop Dwenger on 3rd and 11. Again, trips package to the left. Norton now coming across the line of scrimmage. They fake it. Quarterback keeper right through the middle. Pichelny pushing his way inside the 10-yard line down to the 9. And that is going to bring up a 4th and interesting for the Bishop Dwenger Saints.
4th and about 3 or 4, Sean.
Hey, Mark Watts, let's check that weather forecast out there right now. How's the flag look? Yeah, we can't get a hold of Mark. The wind must be blowing.
Now the Saints leave the offense on the field. No Wayne Consejo for a field goal this time. The Saints are going to try 4th and 4.
4th and 4 from just inside the 10-yard line. The offense comes out of the huddle. Split backs. That's Clark and Winklejohn. Pichelny from the shotgun. Here's a hard count. Amon Clark goes left. hits it in there, gets it down to the 6. It's going to be close.
It's going to be real close.
It's going to be real close again. 9:46 to go here in the first half. Still zeros on the scoreboard. Dwenger rolls the dice on 4th and 4. And let's see where they mark it. Just outside the 5-yard line. And they are going to have to measure this one.
I don't know that they have it, Sean. I just don't know. I mean, Mark down there, do we have a signal from Watts?
I don't feel good about it. Mark's going to try and make his way over to the mark here and see what he can see. It sounds like we might have him. Maybe. Mark, do we have you on the
yes, you do now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm right there. And, okay.
I don't think he's got it.
Mark Watts on the play-by-play here.
Nope.
Rockies
don't have it.
Yep, that's it. So the Saints gamble, and they come up short. And the Rockies will take over 1st and 10 from their own 6-yard line. So both teams going for it on 4th down, and both teams paying the price.
Wow, what a battle, what a slugfest. And we knew that coming in here, Sean. We talked about it all the way down here.
Yeah.
These are two well-matched teams, and we knew this was going to be a dogfight.
That's exactly right, and that's exactly what it's shaping up to be. 9:46 left to go here in the first half. Still zeros on the scoreboard. And the Rockies, led by Jack Barron, number 5, will take over. You will have a single setback back in his own end zone. Trips package to the left side, 1 to the right. Now coming across in motion. And here's that option play. Quarterback decides to keep it, tries to get outside. He's hammered at the 4-yard line and dropped.
Stegmeyer, number 12, led the charge there, along with Seed Dog Colin Burns.
They're going to mark him at the 5, so that's going to be a loss of 1 for the Jack Barron and the Rockies. So a nice defensive play that time by the Saints to limit that quarterback. He is dangerous. So on 2nd and 11, they're going to spread things out. Twins right and left with a single setback. Barron, the senior, 6 foot, 175 pounds. Looks over the defense with 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Here they go to the left side. Quarterback decides to keep it, gets some positive yards close to the 10-yard line. So gets a few yards back. He'll be just shy of the 10. Bringing up 3rd, and it looks to be about 3rd and 7 to go now for the Rockies.
Nolan Sipe on the stop for Bishop Dwenger. 3rd and 7's right, Sean. This is not a down and distance that the Rockies like. Again, this can be a run down for them. It can be a pass down. They don't mind 3rd and 7 trying to get it on the ground.
Twins left and right, single setback. Now a man in motion towards the
Pass.
middle of the scrimmage. It's a reverse. He's going to the right side. He's got the corner. He's at the 10, the 15. He gets knocked out of bounds just about the 22-yard line. So a nice job that time by Nate Nixon, the junior wide receiver, coming around and getting that reverse to pay off.
And, Sean, we saw this again when we watched the Northwood film. The Rockies, they pull all tricks out of the bag. They will run reverses, halfback passes. They'll throw back to the quarterback. They'll pull it all out tonight.
That they will. 1st and 10 now for the Rockies. Twins left and right, single setback. That same formation. Motion, and again, quarterback decides to keep it this time. The option is not there, and nor is his running lane. And he gets to about the 26-yard line.
Burns and Winklejohn.
Call that a gain of a couple, bringing up a 2nd and 8. Clock continues to tick at 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Rockies now looking over to the sidelines, getting their play, taking their time. Same formation. Barron has a man in motion. Here's a quick give. Quarterback again decides to keep it, and he is stuck at the line of scrimmage. Falls forward for maybe another yard. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and long. Mark Watts, what do you have for us?
Okay, it's evident on the field that everything they're doing, this quarterback's going to carry the ball about 80-90% of the time.
Yep.
It's obvious here. He's the coach's son. He runs everything. He's their best athlete. So if we can stop 5, we're in good shape. Back to you.
I was just going to say that, Sean. He keeps the ball just about every time.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 now for the Rockies. That same formation, working off the right hash mark. Again, a draw and through. They get the reverse going to the left side. He's out to the 40, and they gash the Dwenger defense for another 1st down. That is Cam Eveland right there, number 4. He also is a playmaker for the Rockies, and he was on display right there.
Quarterback Jack Barron has carried the ball 12 times here tonight for 15 yards. Razzle-dazzle seems to be the play getting the yards for this Rocky team.
That's right, 3rd and 7. They were able to convert that one out to the 44, 45-yard line. And another 1st and 10 for the Rockies. Again, they're trying to take a lot of time off the clock here to keep Dwenger's offense off the field. They're taking their time on offense. 1st and 10 here. Same formation, man in motion behind. They try the triple option. Quarterback decides to keep it. Tries to get outside. He'll get a few, maybe a couple yards at time to about the 48-yard line.
I agree with Mark Watts. Barron has determined he's keeping the ball.
Right. Yeah.
He fakes it to the dive back up the middle, but he's keeping it just about every single time.
That's right. So they place the ball at the 47-yard line. We'll call that a 2nd and 8 with 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Still zeros on the scoreboard. Nobody able to break the plane of the end zone yet for either squad. Barron's in the shotgun. Man in motion. They flow to the left side. Gives it to the first man through. And again, not much there. Maybe a yard, yard and a half.
Frank Yanko sticks his hand out and trips up the ball carrier for about a meager 1-yard gain.
That's Tristan McMillan, number 32, on the carry that time for the Rockies. He is a junior running back, 5'8", 170 pounds. And now they're facing a 3rd down and 6 now, as the ball is resting between the 48 and 49-yard line. So the Rockies getting very close to the midfield stripe. They're moving left to right on your radio dial. Here is the snap. They try the middle option that time. Quarterback decides to tuck it and run around the right side. Again, not much there. He crosses the midfield stripe and gets down to about the 48-yard line of Bishop Dwenger, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 3.
4th and a long 3, Sean.
That it is. Again, ball resting very near the midfield stripe at the Dwenger 48-yard line. Zach Norton now goes back in a punt formation.
They're going to go
try
for
the option here. Quick screen out, and it is caught. And the fake punt pays off. It is caught by Nixon, number 1, inside the 30-yard line of Dwenger.
Sean, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Zach Norton dropped back to receive the pass because he thought for sure they were going to punt it.
Yep.
He snapped it, and he threw it to the guy that Norton left. So there was nobody on him. It was just a little lob pass out to the receiver. Nobody was on him. Easy play, easy 4th down conversion for these Rockies. You can't fall asleep on these Rockies.
That's exactly right. So they place the ball at the 28-yard line, and a fresh set of downs for the Rockies here. They have momentum here in the second quarter with 4:59 to go. Here's a snap. Again, another option. Reverse this time to 14. Oh, Stegmeyer hits him in the backfield and drops him. That's going to be a nice tackle for loss by number 12 that time.
Nice play for Stegmeyer to stay home.
Mark Watts, what do you have?
On these reverses, I'm waiting to hear reverse from the opposite side. You've got to help your...
All right, we lost Mark, but he's absolutely right. It's about communication down there, Joe, on the field. And that time Stegmeyer drops the running back for a loss of 2, bringing up a 2nd and 12. The ball resting now at the 30-yard line. Little different formation. They flow to the right side, gives to the first man through, looking for some room and not finding much. He's going to be tackled at the 28-yard line, a gain of 2.
Frankie Yanko was just manhandling the guy across from him and just making play after play.
Yeah, McMillan, not much there for the Rockies. Mark, what do you have?
Dwenger's in a 50 front now. So they're going to their 5-man front. At least they did that last time. They had really good success with it. Let's see if they keep it up.
All righty.
Yeah, the Rockies came out with double tight ends in that last one, so the Saints popped into a 5-man front.
On 3rd and 10 now for the Rockies, back at the 28-yard line. They look over the defense. They go to the right side. Gives it again the first man through, trying to find some seam. Hit by Winklejohn. He spins out of a little tackle there, gets down to the 25. And that again will bring up a 4th and long for the Rockies from the 25-yard line.
4th and 7.
What to do? What to do? Zeros on the scoreboard, 3:21 remaining.
This game is flying.
I know, that's exactly right. And let's see here. Barron is going to line up at the 30-yard line. He's 5 yards back. The offense on the field.
Sweep pass.
And he's got some trouble. The ball is on the ground. It's picked up.
Helen Burns
has it. 40. And the Bishop Dwenger Saints defense comes up big as they try some trickeration and it does not pay off.
Sean, we saw that when we watched the film against Northwood. They sweep it to Evelyn, a great player for the Rockies, and the quarterback rolls out to his left, and Evelyn throws it back to him. The Saints also studied film. They saw it. They were over there. Quarterback was covered. Nowhere to throw for Evelyn. He tried to make a play. The ball got punched out. Burns picks it up and gets a few yards before being brought down.
Wow. So the Bishop Dwenger Saints defense holds. Exciting play here up in Plymouth, and here comes their offense with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Pichelni's in the shotgun with split backs, 2 wideouts to the right side. Norton in the slot right. Here is a snap. Play action. He looks downfield, looking. He's got pressure, flushed, flowing to the right. Still looking, throws to the flats. It is caught. And that getting out of bounds is number 89, John Fetterspiel, for a nice gain.
Wow, I thought he had Zach Norton crossing the middle of the field. If he just throws him open, would have been a big play. But listen, give the Rockies credit. They're bringing the pressure and forcing Pichelni out of the pocket.
Yeah, the pocket collapsed, and Pichelni had good vision and good speed to get out of that pocket, keep his eyes downfield, and hit Fetterspiel. Big target out there, 8-yard gain, bringing up a 2nd and 2. Ball resting at the 44.
Important for the Saints. Try to get points on the board here. Remember, they will get the ball to start the second half.
That's right. From the shotgun is Pichelni. Get to the tailback. Amon Clark looking for some room. He's got enough for a first down. Tackled near the 48-yard line. And that will move the chains and bring up a 1st and 10 for the Saints.
This linebacking crew is very good for the Rockies. These guys are getting in there, sticking their nose in there, and making plays near the line of scrimmage.
Clock now becomes a factor with 2:45 to go here in the first half. Saints break huddle on 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Trips to the left side, 1 wide right, and a single setback as Amon Clark. Awaiting the snap now, and here it is. Oh, it's a broken play. The ball is on the ground. Pichelni has to cover. It looks like
somebody went the wrong way.
That's exactly right. It looks like he was looking to his pitchman, Amon Clark, on the right side, and he was not there. And the pressure came, knocked the ball loose, but Pichelni was able to cover. But still a 2-yard loss on the play for the Saints.
2 minutes to go, still plenty of time. The ball's near midfield, plenty of time. Saints have 2 timeouts remaining in this half. So at least get in field goal range if you're the Saints and try to kick one through.
2nd and 12 now. Trips to the left side, 1 wide right. Single setback. Pichelni looks to throw. Pumps, going deep now, and he's looking for Fetterspiel, and incomplete, and overthrown. Check that, Ryan Berghoff, number 86, and well covered that time.
They threw the ball right at Evelyn, number 4. He's a senior, and he's fantastic. He was junior All-State last year with 10 interceptions. I don't know if you're going to try. I don't know that man's going to bite on a double move.
Yeah.
The sophomore on the other side of the field, he might, number 21.
That's right. So 3rd and 12 coming up here for the Saints with 1:46 to go here in the first half. They break huddle, trips to the left, 1 wide right, and a single setback is Winklejohn. Here is the snap. Pichelni rolls to the left. He's looking to throw, fires to the flats. It is caught by Zach Norton out of bounds in Rocky territory.
Plenty of room for plenty of yards for a first down.
We got a
flag on the play. Laundry on the play, back in the holding area.
And let's see, this could very well be holding against the Bishop Dwenger Saints. They are backing up, and that is exactly what the call is. So the Saints don't need that with 1:40 to go here in the first half. And it looks like the holding occurred at the 42, so they're going to take this one back down to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that holding occurred about 4 yards deep.
Yeah.
So that's about a 14-yard penalty against the Saints.
Still zeros on the scoreboard here as both teams trying to make something happen on offense. Very, very stingy defenses out there on the field for both squads. Here come the Saints. Trips to the right. 1 wide left is Fetterspiel. Pichelni in the shotgun. Here's a snap. He's looking to throw. Middle screen. Zach Norton has it. He's off to the races through the middle. Gets some nice blocking downfield. Gets past the 40 out to about the 44-yard line. So he gets a lot of that penalty back. Gain of about 12 that time by Zach Norton, but it's still going to bring up a 4th and forever for the Saints. And it looks like the punt team might be coming on, but let's see. It looks like we have a timeout on the field?
I can't believe the Rockies have not called a timeout. When that play was over, there was 1:44 left on the clock. Now it's down to 1:11.
Yeah, and continuing to tick down.
New long snapper in tonight for the Saints. He's getting his first snap here tonight of varsity action.
4th and 13 for the Saints. As we are awaiting the punt snap here. Nepper on the punt, and it's a bad snap, and he has to cover up, and he is hammered back at the 33-yard line.
That's what we were afraid of. Joe Nepper snapping, getting his first varsity snap here tonight in the regional action, and it rolled back to the kicker.
Yes.
Short hopped the kicker, and the Rockies were ready all over the punter.
Yeah, Nepper really never had an opportunity to get that ball. By the time he picked it up, a Rocky was in his face. He had to cover up, and now with 46 seconds to go, the Rockies have the ball in Dwenger territory at the 34-yard line. Well, let's see if the defense can hold for the Saints here to finish out this quarter. On 1st and 10. Trips to the left side on the short side, one wide right, and a single setback.
You have to believe they're going to pass, Sean, right, with 46 seconds to go?
One would think. Let's see what happens here. Here is a snap screen, left side. It is caught by number 4, running out of bounds. Then after a nice gain, again, number 4, Eveland on the catch. What do you have, Mark Watts?
Okay, watch the trick plays here. They love the trick plays. This is the perfect time to do it.
Yep,
So
halfback
double
pass,
vert
sweep
pass.
pass, yep.
Watch it. The Saints better beware because I think the trickery's coming. Back to you.
And if you're wondering, the field goals on the season for the Rockies, they are 0 for 0, have not attempted a field goal all year.
Call that a gain of 6, bringing up a 2nd and 4 for the Rockies. Ball resting at the 27-yard line now. Here's a snap, a little high. He's got the ball, though. Throws it deep, left side. Man coverage going up, knocking it out of the way. I believe that's Amon Clark out there on the coverage. Incomplete.
That is Amon. No, I can't even get a number on that young man. He's way out there.
Yes, he is. But again, an incomplete pass, stopping the clock at 35 seconds to go. Trying to think, is that 25 out there? Is that Oberfell maybe? 26. Huh. Okay. That's Ian Stroud? Okay. We're going to check on that. Mark Watts is going to get us some
3rd
information.
and 4.
Here it is, 3rd and 4 for the Rockies. From the 27, man in motion. Here's a quick give. Quarterback decides to keep it. Bad idea. He's hitting the backfield and dropped for a huge loss.
Nolan Quiet Riot Sipe.
Sipe blew through that offensive line and hit that quarterback in the backfield. He stopped back at the 30-yard line. We'll call that a tackle for loss of 3. And the Rockies are going to burn a timeout, as are we. When we come back, it's going to be 4th and 6 for the Rockies here with 27 seconds remaining in the first half. Stick around, folks. You're listening to Regional Championship Football here on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
Redeemer Radio gladly thanks Dr. Mark Stoner, a St. Jude parishioner, for underwriting a portion of our programming. Dr. Mark Stoner offers comprehensive dentistry for every family member. Dr. Stoner is now accepting new patients at his new location, 9830 Auburn Road. For more information on services for all dental needs, Dr. Stoner can be found on the web at markstonerdds.com or reached by phone at 260-484-4181.
With Joe Wharton, I'm Sean McBride. We're broadcasting live from Plymouth High School, where it is 0-0 on the scoreboard. 27 seconds remaining in the first half. 4th and 6 coming up for the Rockies. The offense is on the field. The ball resting at the Dwenger 30-yard line. Barron's in the shotgun formation with a single setback. Trips to the right. He's looking to throw. Looks left. Fires. And he's got a man, and it is caught. And that will be enough for a first down near the 20-yard line.
Wow.
And that is caught by number 4, Cam Eveland.
Oberfell in coverage over there. You know, when they only need 5 yards, I know you don't want to give up a touchdown, but that was a pretty big cushion on the far side of the field.
Yeah, it surely was. So a 1st and 10 coming up for the Rockies at the 20-yard line now. 21 seconds remaining here in the first half. Rockies threatening at the red zone entry. Single setback abreast of the quarterback. He's looking to throw. Goes over the middle. Lofts it up. And it looks like it's, nearly picked that time, but incomplete. Dangerous throw that time to Evelyn, number 4 on the crossing route. and it's knocked down by the Saints.
Evelyn 6'3". They took their chances going against Effinger in coverage. Austin Burns was also there to help out. So here we go, 16 seconds to go in the first half. 0 still on the board.
2nd and 10 now for the Rockies. Single setback, trips to the right, 1 wide left on the short side. Here is a snap, going to be a screen. They
Double
take the
move.
screen. He looks to run. He's got a seam, dumps it over the middle, incomplete pass. So he got rid of that ball just as he started to cross that line of scrimmage. And again, Nixon was not able to come up with that pass, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 with 10 seconds remaining. Mark, what do you have for us?
I'm telling you, down here in the field, guys, he is something else to watch. His eyes are always downfield. We thought he was just going to keep it, and he's just at the last moment threw it. Here we go. He's tough.
On 3rd and 10 now for the Rockies. Jack Barron, number 5, the quarterback, man in motion to the right side.
Sweet
Here's
pass.
a deep pitch.
Sweet
He's looking
pass.
to throw. He's looking to throw over the end zone. Incomplete that time. Zach Norton, great coverage against Nixon. And Cam Evelyn, number 4, paid the price for throwing that ball. And that is going to bring up a 4th and 10 with 5 seconds to go.
4th and 10, and here comes their first field goal attempt of the season. I believe Drudge is their kicker.
Yeah, I think so. Is that number 20?
Number 20, Drudge.
Jeremy Drudge.
Now don't fall asleep on them.
That's right.
Just because they're lined up for a kick doesn't mean they're going to go for a kick.
Because look who the holder is. It's Jack Barron, their quarterback. All right, so he is going to try and chip this one in from the 27, a 37-yard attempt. If it tries, puts it down, the kick is up, and it looks wide left, and it is.
No good.
So no good there, and the clock expires. Whoo, what a first half.
Wow.
0-0, the Bishop Dwenger Saints versus the Plymouth Rockies. And the faithful are happy on both sides. What a defensive struggle this has been, and what a fast-moving game. Stick around, folks. Our halftime presentation is coming up right after this 1-minute break. You're listening to Regional Championship Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
This is Jason Schiffley, principal of Bishop Dwenger High School. Students enter our school as children and emerge as adults, prepared to go out into the world with the tools necessary to become citizens of two worlds. Our enriched curriculum focuses on academics, service to the community, and participation in extracurricular activities, all while building on the foundation of our Catholic faith. Tuffy, our saintly mascot, reminds us that we are all called to be saints. Call us at 260-496-4700 or visit us online at bishopdwenger.com to find out how you can become a Dwenger saint.
Think of Briscoe Dentistry for your family's dental care. Dr. Todd Briscoe and team know that your body is more than just teeth and gums. Your oral health affects the performance ability of your entire body. And on the field or court, you want your body to perform at its best. So trust Dr. Briscoe and team to provide the ultimate in preventative, periodontal, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry. To optimize your body's performance, contact Dr. Briscoe at 260-486-9950 or on the web at briscoedentistry.com.
Want low mortgage payments? With mortgage rates still near historic lows, now may be the right time to purchase the home of your dreams or refinance your current one. This is Dan Fivecoat from First Federal Bank. I will work with you one-on-one to find the perfect financing solution for you. After all, we're better together. Contact me, Dan Fivecoat, at 260-489-4621 or visit us on the web at first-fed.com for more information. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We are back to live action from Plymouth, Indiana, where the Plymouth Rockies are facing the Bishop Dwenger High School for a regional crown. And so far, 0's on the scoreboard, and it is halftime. So a very hard-fought defensive battle for both of these squads here. But just a reminder that this game is brought to you by Eisman Property Management. They're a local company that offers owner services for residential properties, from a single home to large complexes. If you're a property owner needing a full-time maintenance staff to care for your property, or if you need to find a rental home, Eisman Property Management is here to help. You can call Eisman Property Management check them out on the web at 456rent.com or give them a call at 260-456-RENT. That's 260-456-7368. Also, Joe Wharton, just an update from one of our sponsors. I see you got a text from one Pete Henry saying, hey, don't talk over my head.
Yeah, he's not happy, but we're going to have to he's just going to have to get over it. He's going to have to move on.
That's all there is to it. Yeah, Pete's a big boy. He'll take care of it. Well, again, 0's on the scoreboard. This is our halftime presentation right now. I think what we would like to do, if we can, is check in with Nick Gray, who I think is keeping track of some other regional action from around the state of Indiana. And let's see if, in fact, we can get a hold of Nick down there on the sidelines. It's hit and miss tonight, but let's see if we've got Nick.
Well, I'm here, guys. Anyhow, we've got Mishawaka made the trip to Snyder. They're playing out at Wayne Stadium. That game didn't start until 7:30, and right out of the gate, Snyder went up 7-0. Big game that we're trying to keep an eye on tonight would be the Lowell at South Bend St. Joe. That game did start at 7:30. Right now, it's 0-0. We're also going to be keeping an eye on Ron Cali at Delta and East Central at Evansville Harrison, because the winner of that game will end up playing the winner next week in the state finals. So we'll look at that. West Lafayette's at Belmont, and right now West Lafayette's beating Belmont 7-0. Big game. Winchester got up on Woodland 20-0. Woodland now has scored, so it's 20-7 over there.
Wow.
And I did hear from a friend of mine that one Mr. Ed Dom is enjoying the show this evening, the broadcast from the comforts of his living room, guys. So, Ed, shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely. Doesn't get much better than Ed Dom. You talk about pillars of the community. He's one of them right there. Absolutely. Well, folks, this is our halftime show, which is brought to you by historic St. Felix Catholic Center, which is now open for retreats. Located in Huntington, Indiana on 30 scenic acres with plenty of recreational areas and a serene Blessed Mother grotto, St. Felix Catholic Center is the perfect location for a single day of prayer to overnight retreats. It's the former home of Venerable Solanus Casey, so come visit today. You can plan your visit at www.sfcatholiccenter.com. Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll do our roundtable discussion of everything we saw in the first half. We'll talk to Kevin Godfrey, who's got our stats tonight, and so much more. So stick around, ladies and gentlemen. We're back after this 1-minute break. Again, reminding you that it is the Bishop Dwenger Saints 0, the Plymouth Rockies 0 here at halftime. We're back in 1 minute. You're listening to Regional Championship Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
Programming on Redeemer Radio is underwritten in part by Bob Busher Homes. Floor plan customization is what they specialize in. Find floor plans, building sites, and read Bob's story on the web at bobbusherhomes.com. Bob Busher Homes is locally owned with offices in Fort Wayne and Angola. For more information about new home building or remodeling, Bob Busher Homes can be reached at 260-490-3355.
A clean office space. Okay, that's an easy choice, and choosing the right company to clean your business is easy too. Sioka's Professional Cleaning is the choice of a lot of Fort Wayne companies because of the 100% satisfaction guarantee. Sioka's does it with built-in check systems to make sure your business is cleaned beyond your expectations every time. First impressions are critical, so make sure yours is always the best with professional cleaning from Sioka's. The best people, the best service. 483-2112 or online at siokas.com.
We are back to live action here, ladies and gentlemen, from Plymouth, Indiana. This is our halftime show. Zeros on the scoreboard here with about 10 minutes to go here in the half. One of the things we wanted to talk about earlier tonight, we kind of saw a fluke play. Joe, we can talk about this with Mark Watts as well. What had happened is the Bishop Dwenger Saints drove down the field, had an opportunity to kick a field goal. Boykin Teko put it up, and it was called good. After much heated discussion by the Rockies bench and the officials as well, they waved that play off as it no good there. And we're going to check in with Mark Watts, who has some further details after talking to the officials on their way off the field. Mark Watts, what do you have for us?
Well, thank you, Sean. First of all, I asked the official why there weren't two officials. Normally there's one official right behind each goalpost. And he said, well, it was outside the 20, so normally when that happens, we only put one back there. Then the official told me that the official behind the goalpost lost it in the lights. So then he kind of conferred, so he guessed it being good, and then he came back, and the other ones who saw it from the field said, no, it wasn't good. And Eric, our videographer, showed me it, and it was wide. It was just wide. So the call was correct. Then he said, we learned from that, so now they're going to have two officials because of the lights behind the goalpost.
Nobody graphs videos like Eric Pete.
And,
are you sure his name is Eric Pete and not Eric Kierkegaard? Is that...
No.
Sorry. We're going to give Mark a moment to compose himself. Love getting the digs in there.
Sean, let's take a minute and give a shout-out to our colleague, Casey O'Boyle.
Yes.
Him and the Canary Boys are down camping this week, Brown County, having a time of their life listening to the broadcast. I don't want to know what goes on down there, but they're having a good time. Also, congratulations to Casey's son, Dalton, who signed a letter of intent this week to play baseball at IPFW. Dalton, nice right-hand pitcher for the Saints, done a great job, won many awards in his senior season, and he chose to be a Don and continue his baseball career.
Fantastic. Just a reminder, football fans, that if you can't hear us on the 106.3, if you're out camping in the woods down in central Indiana, or anywhere, you can catch us around the world on www.redeemerradio.com and just click on that Listen Live button. So, again, we are enjoying our halftime presentation here from the Plymouth Rockies, and we are about halfway through the halftime presentation here. 0's on the scoreboard. And just a reminder that one of our game sponsors tonight is Holy Cross College. Holy Cross College is an affordable Catholic college offering a life-changing, life-affirming education and is closer than you think. They're just 2 hours away up north, so you can search for them on the web at Holy Cross College at Notre Dame, Indiana. Talking about great Indiana Catholic colleges here, the University of St. Francis has a huge game tomorrow right here on Redeemer Radio. You can check out Joe Parson on the call as they travel west out of town, and they are trying to defend that undefeated season and get set up for a great postseason run are the University of St. Francis Cougars. So you can check out that football action right here tomorrow on Redeemer Radio. I think right now we want to talk about the numbers behind the score right now, and for that we're going to bring in the upgrade, Kevin Godfrey, who's got the first half stats. Kevin, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Sean. We'll start with Plymouth. Barron was 4 of 7 passing for 47 yards. He was also the leading rusher with 13 carries for 29 yards. As a team, they've carried the ball 22 times for 54 yards at 2.5 a carry. Nixon is the leading receiver with 2 receptions for 31 yards. For the Saints, Pichelny was 5 of 9 passing for 57 yards. Clark is the leading rusher with 10 carries for 42 yards. As a team, they've carried it 16 times for only 40. Norton is the leading receiver with 2 catches for 22 yards. Total yardage, Rockies 101, Saints 97.
All righty. Well, Kevin, thank you very much for that update right there. We're going to bring in Mark Watts and Joe Wharton right now. Joe, when we look at those numbers, I mean, you talk about balance. Those numbers are right step for step, basically with each other. I guess the thing that is concerning for me when you look at the Saints, Amon Clark averages 16 carries a game. He's already at 10, in the first half. Do you see more production out of him in the second half, pushing that number higher to maybe 20, 25 carries, something like that?
I think so. I mean, it's the playoffs. You do what you have to do, and,
right.
and giving the ball to Clark's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think the Saints are going to stick with running. In the second half, I think they're going to try to wear out that defense. Yeah. And so in the fourth quarter, they can just maybe take charge of the line of scrimmage and just start eating up yards and getting in the end zone. The Rockies did a great job in the red zone. Their defense in the red zone was spectacular. They held the Saints twice. And 2 trips, Saints came up with 0 points. I mean, we're talking about the Rockies, who averaged 358 yards a game of offense, and the Saints, who averaged 365 yards of offense per game. And the Saints are sitting here at halftime with 97, the Rockies 101. We thought this was going to be an even game, and we were not mistaken. This really has been dead even. When you go to the scorecard, the tail of the tape, it's even all the way around.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Mark Watts, want to chime in there, too. From what we see up here in the booth, there's a tremendous amount of discipline being displayed out on the field. We see 1 penalty, I believe, for each squad. And so a very clean game. And from here, it looks to be a very physical game as well. Can you talk about the pads popping down there?
Oh, it is. It's just a good, hard-nosed football game. Some observations from the sideline. It doesn't look like the Rockies have an offense that can sustain an 80-yard drive. The Saints seem to defend them very well. They're going to hit 1 or 2 big plays. They hit a couple of reverses. But to think the Rockies could take it just 80 yards, I don't know if they can. For the Saints, you'd like to see Amon Clark get involved in the passing game. When you blitz linebackers, a lot of times when you get a back out in the backfield or kind of on that wheel route, it puts more pressure on the Rockies. And if the Rockies have a weakness from down here, I think it's in their secondary. And Joe, wouldn't you agree with that? We saw them on film.
No, I would agree 100% with that, Mark. Great assessment. So it's going to be real interesting. And, we talked about the emotions of this game and the emotions of the season for the Saints. They're playing for Chris Schwarzkopf. They're playing for Fred Stone. Well, listen, there's some emotion on this Plymouth sideline, too, Sean. When we were doing our research, we realized that they had a player, number 23. He was a junior defensive back, David Bacon. He was a 2-year starter here. He was the leading tackler for the team through September. Well, David Bacon, unfortunately, committed suicide on September 20th, the day after they beat Elkhart Memorial. And just a great kid. His dad's the police chief here in town, and this community was just reeling. And the team reeled for a while as well. They lost 2 of their next 4 games after that. And they're starting to find their sea legs now again here in the playoffs, again averaging 53 points per game. But listen, they have a lot to play for as well. There's emotion on both sides of this field, and I think we're in for a heck of a second half.
0-0 is your score. This is our halftime presentation. We're going to step out for a 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll talk to our football experts about what we can see or expect to see here in the second half of action, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around. We're back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Regional Championship Football here on Redeemer Radio, WRDF 106.3 FM.
Spherion Staffing, locally owned by the Pentenberg family, excels in finding the best candidates for industrial, clerical, customer service, non-clinical healthcare, IT, and professional direct hire placements. Spherion clients are accustomed to getting the right employees at the right time, every time. Spherion Staffing supports the proud excellence of the Dwenger Saints and the Lures Knights, both on the field and in the classroom. Whether you are seeking your next career move or searching for great employees, call us at 260-496-9900 or visit us on the web at spherion.com/FTWayne.
Hi, sports fans. Sean McBride here, inviting you to try the Barbershop experience. St. Joe Center Barbershop, located at the corner of St. Joe Center and Maplecrest, prides itself on professionalism, cleanliness, and a family-friendly atmosphere. In their 3rd generation of family ownership, they have a combined experience of over 125 years. Give them a call at 485-6981. It's my barbershop of choice. That's St. Joe Center Barbershop at 485-6981. We are back to live action here with Joe Wharton. I'm Sean McBride. Down on the sidelines tonight, Mr. Mark Watts. Both teams back out onto the field preparing for third quarter action here. Joe, the Bishop Dwenger Saints deferred, so they're going to get the ball to start this third quarter here, and obviously everyone knows that first possession of the third quarter is an absolutely critical one. But there's a lot of numbers that we saw in the first half as well that really speak to the level of competition that's on the field tonight as well.
We do have an updated score from Lowell.
Sean,
St. Joe has scored.
It is
They're up 7-0
so
with
important
7 minutes to go in the first half.
This half, because when I talked to Kevin Godfrey here, and I said, how many possessions did each team have in the first half? Because that clock just flew.
Yeah.
The Saints had 3 possessions in the first half. Plymouth had 4.
Right.
Every possession is going to count in this second half.
Yeah.
You have to get points on the board, and I got to believe if Ernie gets down to that 10-yard line again, Ernie Bodrab is going to kick a field goal because I think points are huge right here.
Well, Mark, let's talk to Mark Watts as well. Mark, when we think about those numbers, 2 out of those 3 possessions for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, they were in the red zone.
That's right, Sean, and they had to get some points out of there. They tried to field goal, just missed it, and then Ernie didn't feel comfortable doing that, so they went out on 4th down and just missed it, I think, by 2 lengths of a football. So they know now, both coaches know that every point is so important here. We haven't talked about turnovers yet. Normally there have been some. There have been no turnovers, and this game could come down to an unforeseen turnover late. Last thing, the long snapper. Joe, we talked about it before the game that I had a concern pre-game that it didn't look really smooth, and it wasn't. So they're going to have to decide whether they're going to go with the long snapper or they're just going to use Pichelny and kick it like they have before. But I think that's going to be important in the kicking game.
Well, one of the other things to talk about there, Mark, and I'll ask you, Joe, when you look at 4th down conversions, because both of these teams have gone for it on 4th down. Obviously, Lowell more often than the Bishop Dwenger Saints. But with that in the back of Coach Bodrab's mind, if I have a suspect long snapper, do I punt? Obviously, every situation is different. Or do I look at going for it again on 4th down?
Well, it depends on the distance.
Right.
But you have to consider that when you're head coach. If you have concerns about your long snapping, you have to consider all your options, especially here when you have a half of football left to play potentially for the season. Plymouth 2 out of 4 on fourth down conversions in the first half. The Saints were 0 for 1 on fourth down tries. So this is going to be great. I can't wait to get this second half in. And we just heard that South Bend St. Joe is up on Lowell 7-0 in that game, and that's actually at Lowell tonight.
Yes, indeed. Well, folks, if you can hear this game, it's thanks to our communication sponsor, Dr. Todd and Mary Briscoe and Briscoe Family Dentistry. Their generous financial support helps make this Redeemer Radio Sports broadcast possible. If you need emergency dental care, call Dr. Briscoe at 260-486-9950. That's Briscoe Family Dentistry at 260-486-9950. Mark Watts, want to check in with you down on the sidelines here. What's your outlook for the third and fourth quarter here for the Bishop Dwenger Saints? Give me a key to victory or two.
Okay, key to victory for the Saints, I believe, is to run the football effectively and throw a little bit to the backs. I think this big offensive line will eventually wear down Plymouth. Joe's exactly right when he said that earlier in the half. For Plymouth, I think they're going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at the Saints, and they have to be prepared for anything. Double pass, double reverse pass. They've got to find some play, and we know that they'll run these crazy trick plays. The key for the Saints tonight is just to play good, solid defense the second half and don't give up any big plays on these trick plays.
That's a great point. We've got zeros on the scoreboard as we are preparing to start the third quarter of action. The Bishop Dwenger Saints will be receiving the ball here. I think we might have some little bit of time to maybe check in with Nick Gray before we go to live action here, who maybe has some halftime updates or maybe even first quarter updates. Let's see if we can get a hold of Nick.
Well, yeah, guys, right now, Mishawaka did score a touchdown, missed the PAT, so it's 6-7. Snyder's winning that one. Like Joe just said, South leading Lowell 7-0. West Lafayette and Belmont. And then also Winchester's beating Woodland 20-7. So back up to you and get ready for the second half, guys.
Here we go. All right. Well, again, the Bishop Dwenger Saints are preparing with Amon Clark and Zach Norton back deep inside their own 5-yard line.
How about a return, Sean? How about the special teams
That's
get
right.
involved in this one?
That's exactly right. Let's talk about that. Jeremy Drudge, number 20, will be in to kick this one away. He's kicking left to right on your radio dial. And here we go. The third quarter of action is now underway. The ball is in the air, and it's going to be kicked to Amon Clark. And he is going to look for his blockers through the middle. He finds a seam, takes off. He's past the 20, the 25, and finally gets shoestrung at about the 27-yard line.
Had a little hole there for a while.
And he did. Close fast, and that's where the Bishop Dwenger Saints will take over, 1st and 10. They are led by the junior quarterback, Blake Pichelny, number 15. On the field with him will be in the backfield, Amon Clark, Colin Burns, Ryan Berghoff, John Fetterspiel, and Zach Norton starting skill positions. In on this one, in a wing to the left side is Winklejohn. Single setback, Pichelny from the shotgun. Here's a snap. He looks to throw on first down. Quick hitter, hitch route, right side. It is caught. Dragged out of bounds near the stick is Fetterspiel. And let's see where they mark this ball. It'll be past the 35 to about the 36-yard line.
That's the same exact play that the Saints started the game with on their first possession. That little out to Fetterspiel to the right.
So a gain of 9 that time. Pichelny to Fetterspiel. 2nd and 1. Norton's going to be wide out to the left. Same formation, a single setback, wing to the left side. Wide out right. Here's a snap, deep pitch. Amon Clark, right side, stretch play. Finds a seam, breaks into the secondary. He's gone. Spins out of a tackle at the 50. Shoestrung. And he is going to be dropped at about the 38-yard line. Boy, he's got some long shoestrings there because one of the Rockies grabbed him from behind and brought him down.
Wow, he really made a lot happen there. All he needs is a little bit of a hole, and he will go. And we saw it right there. Great tackle. That is a 27-yard pickup for Amon Clark on 2nd and 1.
Into Rocky territory, down to about the 37-yard line. So the Bishop Dwenger Saints so far on this drive looking very good. Same formation, slot left side is Clark. Single setback is Winklejohn. They flow to the right side. He looks to throw, guns it to the flats. It is caught Going to be a small gain for Dwenger that time, but it is a good catch.
John Fettersfield.
And that is number 24, Fiacable, on the catch.
Number 24, Nick.
You almost wonder, Sean, if they're going to set up the hitch and go. That's 2 hitches now they've thrown out there.
Right.
If now you're going to try to get that corner to bite on that pump and go.
And you talked about it, Joe, because that corner for the
Sophomore.
Rockies, he is a sophomore. That's exactly right. Yep. That is Braxton Bennett. All right, on 2nd and 6 now for the Saints. Here's a snap, give to Almon Clark, looking for some room, bounces it out right, takes it back through the middle, finds a seam. Unbelievable how he got some positive yards, but he did, and he gets down to about the 30-yard line of the Rockies.
Right now, Almon Clark seems like he's ready to put the team on his back and try to will them to the end zone.
We're going to call that a 3rd and short 3 now for the Bishop Dwenger Saints.
Saints were 2 out of 4 on 3rd down tries in the first half.
They break huddle and come to the line with 10 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Piccioni in the shotgun with a single setback. Here is a snap. Deep pitch. Amon Clark left side looking for some room. He gets hit. And it looks like he's going to be close to a first down. Near the 26-yard line, I think he's got it, Joe, from my perspective.
First down.
1st and 10 for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Ball resting now at the 26-yard line.
Just outside the 25-yard line.
Amon Clark delivered a blow to one of those big linebackers on that play. Just lowered his shoulder and delivered a hit. You love to see that out of your running back.
That's right. Norton checking in now for the Saints. Drive so far has taken more than 2 minutes off this clock here in the 3rd quarter. This is the opening drive for the Saints in the 3rd quarter, and now the ball is resting at just north of the 25-yard line of the Rockies. Here's a snap. They flow to the right side, looking.
There it is.
There's the deep route to Zach Norton in the corner, off his hands and incomplete.
There was the double move right there, Sean. He pump faked it to Norton, and then Norton took off upfield. Nice play by the cornerback on the far side. He did not bite on the pump fake.
That's exactly right. As Mark Watts, what do you have?
Okay, well, he was still 10 yards deep, Joe, so you called it right. He's still giving so much cushion, so let's see if they just, anytime they need a good 6-7 yards, just go to that 5 or 6 yard out. Back to you.
2nd and 10 now. Fiacable wide out to the right. Single setback is Amon Clark. Here's a pitch to the right side. Amon Clark has it. Good pursuit angles, trying to find some room and cannot. And he's going to be dropped at the 25-yard line. So he gets maybe one on the play, bringing up a 3rd and 9 for the Saints.
Yard on the play will be 3rd and 9.
Well, you just wonder what is field goal range here. No wind right now. The flag's laying flat down.
Right.
No wind. So you wonder how close do you need to get to try to get at least 3 points on the board.
Yeah, right now I think they're outside of that range. They're looking at a 42-yarder at this point. That might be a little too much. But let's see what they do here on 3rd and 9. Piccioni in the shotgun. Clark right behind him. Winklejohn on the wing to the left. 2 wideouts, 1 on each side.
Blitz comes.
Here's a snap. He looks to throw. He's got protection. Fires into the flats, and it is caught by number 89 that time, and he's got some room, and he will have enough for a first down.
Fettersfield, that was real close to being picked.
Yes.
Fettersfield stuck his big mitts out there and just took it away from the defender. That's a heck of a grab by 89.
Absolutely right. Great coverage by the Rockies, but it is not enough as they move inside the red zone to the 10-yard line. The chains are down. It is 1st and goal for the Bishop Dwenger Saints off of Fettersfield's catch.
Huge catch by Fettersfield.
Absolutely.
Attaboy.
What do you have for us, Mark Watts?
They found the sophomore.
Yeah.
On the other side of the field, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Piccioni's throwing to his right side. All right, here they are on 1st and goal from the 10. Here is the snap, low snap this time. Piccioni decides to keep it through the middle, puts his shoulder into it, and he is down near the 4-yard line.
Looked like the ball came out, but I believe he was down.
Inside the 5-yard line.
Piccioni did a nice job inside the 5 now for the Saints.
Yeah, just inside the 5, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal with 8 minutes to go.
You got to believe at some point you might see Sledge come in. 42, Peter Winklejohn.
They break huddle and come to the line here. And here's that I formation. Piccioni's going to be in the under center this time.
Second goal from the 4.
We've got Sledge in the backfield with A-Train. 2 wideouts to the right. Here is the snap. They give it to Amon Clark, flowing to the right side, looking for that end zone, finds a cut, touchdown. The Bishop Dwenger Saints. Amon Clark on a 5-yard run.
And that was all Amon Clark. There was nothing there in the hole. The hole was stopped by the Rockies. Amon bounces it outside, and then it's a sprint to the corner. He was greeted at the goal line. Big hit by the Rockies, but Amon gets in.
That's exactly right. Mark Watts, what'd you see down there?
They went unbalanced, gentlemen, and the Rockies didn't adjust to it. So it really worked. Great time to pull out the unbalanced. Great call by Corey, and touchdown Saints. Great call.
All right, now they line up for the PAT. Winston-Seho. See if he can chip this one in from the 10-yard line. Again, the snap could be an issue. Here it is. It's off the ground, and it's rolling around back there. Piccioni picks it up, looks to throw. He goes deep to the right side. He's got a man, and it is, incomplete that time. Took a little bit long to get there, and it was on the money, but the receiver could not pick it up. Good defense by the Rockies that time. So, again, the long snap becomes an issue for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, and the PAT is no good. 6-0 on the scoreboard. The Saints on top with 7:39 to go here in the third quarter. Yep.
Nice job by Piccioni to find the open receiver, and you practice that in practice. You practice a bad snap. What are you going to do? Everybody knows where they go.
Yep.
He knew exactly where to go with the ball, and just a defender got back there just in the nick of time.
Yeah. Well, in games like this, Joe, we've seen the postseason play for the Bishop Dwenger Saints come down to 1 point. We've seen it come down to 3 points before.
Right.
And typically for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, it's been heartbreaking. Let's hope that's not the case tonight. But here is the kickoff. Stegmeyer puts his leg into it. High end over end kick. It's going to be a little short. Taken about the 15-yard line, looking for some room and finding it right through the middle. Gashing the defense is number 4 for Cam Evelyn for the Rockies. And they are going to be set up in really good shape at about the 38-yard line.
And Evelyn's a little slow getting up. It was a big stick there by Stegmeyer in the middle of the field. Clark right now has, Mon Clark for the Dwenger has 15 carries, 81 yards, 1 touchdown. 6-0, Saints on top here.
They're going to mark it at the 40-yard line. So Jack Barron and company, they need to respond. That opening drive for Bishop Dwenger took up half of the third quarter. We've got 7.5 to go left. Here's the first possession from scrimmage for the Rockies in the third quarter. Again, they give it to the first man through. He is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, falling forward to about the 42.
I wondered if maybe that would be their adjustment,
yes,
because really Barron didn't give it almost never that first half to the dive back.
Right.
So they gave it to the dive back, try something different, no gain. Saints defense holds there, 2nd and, 2-yard gain.
Yeah, it's a 2-yard
gain. 2nd and 8.
Yep. So again, the Rockies now into formation, looking over to the sidelines for their play. They've got it and come up to the line of scrimmage. 4-man front for Bishop Dwenger. Here is a snap. Again, they give it to that. Quarterback decides to keep it. And again, not much there. Maybe another yard out to the 44-yard line.
Colin Burns again on the stop from his defensive end position, along with Quiet Riot, Nolan Sipe.
We'll call that a 3rd and 6 now for the Rockies. We'll call it a gain of 2.
The Rockies were 2 of 8, Sean, on third down conversions in the first half.
Well, and this one is 3rd and 6. We've seen them throw some good hitch routes before out to the flats. They're going to have trips to the left side, 1 wide right. Press coverage by Dwenger. Now a man in motion, and he's looking to throw. Looks to the left side, throws it out to the flats. It is caught, and it is good by number 14, Terrence Hooten, in the flats on the left side at the 40-yard line of Bishop Dwenger.
Nice throw, nice protection up front for Barron. And a nice catch by Hooten over the middle for a big first down on 3rd and 6.
They mark it at the 39-yard line of the Saints. 1st and 10 now for the Rockies. With 6 minutes and 5 seconds remaining, 6-0 is your score. The Saints on top, but the Rockies driving. On 1st and 10. 2 wideouts to the left side, 1 wide right, and a single setback. Here's an option. Quarterback dancing around the left. That is a pitch.
And
the ball is on the ground. And it looks like Dwenger may have recovered.
The coaches say yes. The bench says yes.
There he is. The stripes say yes. Dwenger has recovered the fumble.
Wow, big turnover for the Saints. There's that option going to his left. Barron did. I don't think the back ever got it. He pitched it to the back. It looked like he bobbled it from the beginning. Saints fall on it.
That's exactly right. So the Bishop Dwenger Saints with the first fumble recovery of tonight. Sudden change for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, and they've got the ball again at their own 38-yard line. 5:50 remaining in the third quarter as Piccioni sprints out with the play. 6-0 is your score. Is now the time the Saints pour on that offense and keep the ball away from the Rockies. Let's see what they do here on 1st and 10. Single setback, offset left, trips to the left side as well, one wide right. Piccioni in the shotgun. Here is a snap. Quick give to the first man through, and that is Harris, number 36, getting out to the 40-yard line. So we'll call that a gain of 2 for the Saints.
Pick up of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
Just a power run right up the middle, Sean, to Jack Harris. Again, I think the Saints are trying to get these big linemen to take advantage of their size and strength advantage over the smallish defensive front for Plymouth.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Joe. It's a good game plan here on 2nd and 8. Wide out left and right, wing to the right, single setback, Amon Clark, pitch to the right. Looking for some room, not much there. He gets out to the sidelines, maybe a gain of a yard at the most. Past the 40, maybe to the 41. The clock continues to tick down. That's interesting here with under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 now for the Dwenger Saints as Harris checks out.
I've been impressed with this Plymouth defense, Sean. They've really played tough all night.
They can find that edge very quickly too, Joe.
Yeah, they flowed very nicely.
2 wideouts to the right side, 1 wide left, and a single setback is Winklejohn. Here's a snap. Play action. He's looking to throw. Looks, checks off, fires to the flats, and it is in and out of the hands of Zach Norton. An incomplete pass near the 48-yard line. Norton can't handle the pass, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 7. And by all accounts, this could be a punt formation.
Well,
for
I
the
forget
Saints.
the punt. I think you leave the offense on the field. You keep, you let Plymouth make a decision on what they're going to do, and if they don't put anybody on Amon Clark, well, there they go.
Pitch only has 1 protector back there. He finally backs up, and it looks like he will punt this one away. There is a man back deep, and a nice punt that time. Look at that. It's going to roll down inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. So Blake Piccioni, again, they can't make anything happen off of the turnover, but a nice punt that time pins the Rockies back inside their 20-yard line. Let's check in with the sidelines and Coach Mark Watts.
So what was key about that they're winning the field position battle. Gentlemen, I really feel that Plymouth cannot go 80, 90 yards. We just saw it last time that with the fumble. So this was key that they got them back deep in their territory. Back to you.
It's a great observation, Mark. You're absolutely right. So let's see what happens here for the Plymouth Rockies. They're led by Jack Barron, number 5. He's in the shotgun with a single setback. And here is another option play. They give to the dive back through the middle. Big scrum, push forward. You will be shy of the 20-yard line, maybe a gain of 1, possibly 2, near the 18-yard line.
And Peter Winklejohn.
So we'll call that a
3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Bring up a 2nd and 7, gain of 3. Ball resting at the 18.
Yanko and Winklejohn on the stop for Bishop Dwenger.
Again, Saints lining up in that 4-3 defense. Trips to the right this time, and again, this option they give to the dive back through the middle. He is wrapped up and will not have much. He gets across the 20 to about the 21, maybe the 22.
Here we go, 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 for the Rockies coming up. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 6-0 is your score. Dwenger on top. On 3rd and 4, single setback, quarterback in the shotgun, trips to the right. Here is a snap. And again, they get to the dive back, and he will find nothing. Absolutely nothing.
He found nothing but 68. That's quite a riot.
He's right there.
On that stop, it'll be 4th down.
So that is going to bring up a 4th and, we'll call it a short 4, long 3. And nobody behind Jack Barron now. Looks like they might be punting this one away. And that's exactly what they do. Nobody back deep for Dwenger. And it looks like it's going to take a neutral bounce and finally take a hop for the Rockies. But again, we talk about field position. Mark Watts called it. They touch it up right at the 40-yard line. So 60 yards to go for the Bishop Dwenger Saints to score with 2:54 remaining in the third quarter. Well, folks, Hubcap Express is the expert in run-flat tires and plus-size fitment. If you need your rims straightened, Hubcap Express fixes bent rims. For all your tire needs, visit Hubcap Express. They're located at 606 West Coliseum Boulevard and on the web at hubcapexpress.com.
The average starting field position for the Saints tonight has been the 40-yard line for Plymouth, their own 29.
From the 40. Here is Piccioni in the shotgun. Split backs. He's looking to throw out to the flats. Left side. It is caught. That is Norton near the 50 before he's pushed out of bounds. So a nice 10, 11-yard run that time by Fiacable. Fiacable number 24, not 21. And let's see, they're going to mark it at the 49-yard line of the Rockies, and that's going to be a first down for the Saints. Mark Watts, what do you have for us?
I think Corey Kitchens found that they do not blitz their linebackers on first down. He's thrown a lot on first down, and Piccioni's had time.
Yeah.
So we'll be watching that the rest of the night.
Interesting point. All righty. Split backs again, wide out left and right. Piccioni in the shotgun. Here is a snap. They go to Armand Clark looking for some room through the middle. Oh, we've got a false start on the play. So this one's coming back.
Somebody's got an early start for the Saints.
Eager Beavers.
Only the second penalty of the game for the Saints. Only the third penalty overall in this game. At the end of the first half, the Saints had one penalty and the Rockies only had one.
So they'll take this ball back into Dwenger territory and mark it at the 46-yard line. The Saints are moving right to left on your radio dial with 2:46 remaining in the third quarter. The score 6-0, Saints on top. Looks like the same formation here for the Saints. Split backs, wide out left and right. Now we've got number 86, Berghoff, going wide out to the right side. Here is a snap. Play action, throwing to the flats. It is caught. Again, Fiacable out to the far side. He gets the penalty back, well, almost. Gain of 4 that time, right at the midfield stripe.
Right about 2nd and 11 now, Sean.
Yeah.
For the Saints.
And they will say he stayed inbounds, so the clock continues to tick down here.
In the first half on first down, the Saints averaged 3.5 yards, and the Rockies averaged 2.5 yards on first down. Again, those are first half stats.
On 2nd and 11, after the gain of 4 for the Saints, we're going to have twins to the left side, one wide right, and split backs. Piccioni in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Give to Armand Clark through the middle. He shakes off one tackle, spins out of another. Nice gain into the Rocky territory. He's going to be stopped at about the 43-yard line.
About a 7-yard pickup there, Sean.
I think so.
Also in on that stop, Colton Schuler.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and long 4 for the Saints, almost a 3rd and 5. They do mark it at the 44-yard line. And again, that clock, 1:30 to go here in the third quarter.
Big drive here for the Saints. I'm thinking it's 2-down territory, Sean.
That's exactly right. Let's see what they do here. They may not need that 4th down. On 3rd and a long 4. Here is a snap. Piccioni rolling to his left. Quick fire. Throws deep and over the head of Zach Norton. That one sailed on him. And that is going to bring up a 4th and long here for the Saints.
Wow. Decision time. The ball sitting at the Rockies' 44-yard line. It's 4th and 5. I think you play field position here, Sean.
Yeah, I think you try and pin it deep if you can. Let's see what happens. Piccioni in the shotgun. Wide out left and right, single setback. They try and draw him off sides, and that didn't work. So the hard count didn't work that time. Piccioni letting the clock run, going back to the sidelines, and now he will back up, and he will try and kick this one away. And that's exactly what he does. And it is a long liner angling toward the outside, and it trickles into the end zone.
Just barely.
For a touchback. Oh, just 2 more feet to the right, and it went out at the 1-yard line. So the Rockies defense holds, and their offense will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Let's see if they can get anything going. Really, they haven't gotten much going all night, except for some razzle-dazzle plays. They picked up some big first downs, but other than that, their offense has been really spinning its wheels.
1:13 remaining here in the third quarter. 6-0 is your score. Bishop Dwenger on top of the Rockies. Rockies now have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They're led by Jack Barron, number 5. He's in the shotgun with a single setback. Trips to the right side, one wide left. Now man in motion. Pass, play action, looks to throw to the flats over the head of Nixon, the intended receiver, and that's going to be an incomplete pass.
Good play action by Jack Barron. This kid's the real deal, Sean. He was All-State as a junior last year. This kid can play football. He can play the position of quarterback for sure.
That he surely can. just outside the hands of Nixon that time, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10, stopping the clock at 1:08 here in the third quarter. So they will line up at their own 20-yard line. That same formation, trips right, single setback, one wide left. Now a man in motion towards the center. Quarterback decides to keep it. He finds some room through the middle, gets out past the 30 before he is finally brought down. So Jack Barron looks like he will have enough for a Rockies first down.
Before that play, the Plymouth Rockies had 28 rushes for 65 yards. That's a 2.3-yard average, Sean.
1st and 10 for the Rockies as they wind the clock with a minute to go in the third quarter. Ball now resting at their 31-yard line. Here is the snap. Again, that option right through the middle, and who is there but Sipe to crush the running back and push him back.
Sipe and Yanko, the two defensive tackles, had a meeting at the running back.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Mark Watts, what do you have?
On the field, it doesn't look like they're comfortable throwing the football consistently. Even though that one that they tried to play action, I'm telling you, they're going to have to run it because I don't think they can throw it back to you.
And that was an incompletion there too, Mark. Good call. All right, lost the one that time. Here is a quick throw out to the flats, going down, getting horizontal. It is a catch by Nixon that time. And he is going to be stopped at about the 36-yard line. So a short gain of 4. We'll call that actually 3rd and 5 coming up. And that's going to do it for the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. 6-0 is your score. 12 minutes to play. And the Bishop Dwenger Saints on top, 6-0. We're back in 1 minute. You're listening to Regional Championship Football here on Redeemer Radio, WRDF 106.3 FM.
Not a second to spare. At First Federal Bank, we know that's how you feel when running your business. You need banking solutions that make the most of your precious time. We offer tailored solutions to help you manage your cash flow and services designed to streamline your paperwork, all with your time in mind. Call me, Tracy Bodan, at 260-432-0022 to learn how you can feel like you have a personal bookkeeper working for you around the clock, or visit first-fed.com. First Federal Bank, better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tri-State Warehousing is one of the most complete service-oriented companies in the warehousing field today. Located in Fort Wayne, Tri-State Warehousing is a 50,000 square foot dry and temperature-controlled storage facility, serving 2/3 of the continental U.S. with overnight rail service. The dedicated staff and specialty services of Tri-State Warehousing are known throughout the industry. For great things in store, call Tri-State Warehousing, 260-436-2010. That's 260-436-2010.
3rd and a long 5 for the Rockies to start the fourth quarter. Here is going to be a screen pass through the middle, and it's going to be dropped. Bishop Dwenger was right there and blew that play up. No real chance for that to happen for the Rockies, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long 5.
In the third quarter, Saints had a 4-minute advantage in time of possession, 8 minutes to 4 minutes.
And we've got a flag on the play, Mark, is that right?
Yes, it looks like they're going over to talk to the Dwenger coaching staff, so it looks like it's on the Rockies. And we talked about the passing game, guys.
Yep.
That screen pass still wasn't that well done.
No.
I mean, he put too much loft on it. It was easily read. I think if the Saints force them to throw, we're in great shape. Back to you.
All right. So, again, with that pass play, we had an illegal man downfield. The penalty is declined. And, again, the ball will be reset in between the 35 and 36-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 6, actually, for the Rockies. We're going to have trips to the left side, 2 to the right. Quarterback alone in the backfield. Taking their time. He will step back a little bit, showing that he will kick this one away. And that's exactly what he does.
Somebody got a hand on it. Yanko got a hand on it.
And so a very short kick that time. And Dwenger will once again take over with great field position. 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Wow, the Saints so far have 100 yards passing, 94 yards rushing. Plymouth only 69 yards passing and 75 rushing.
Well, how about that Dwenger front four on defense, Joe?
They've really dominated up front.
Yeah.
This offense, again, that's averaging 53 points in the sectionals, has 0 points right now early in the fourth quarter.
Mark Watts, another observation?
And down the field, the defensive line for Dwenger is now dominating the line of scrimmage. They can't dive the ball, so that's also taken part of Plymouth's offense off the table. Back to you.
Good point. 1st and 10, power I formation for the Dwenger Saints. Piccioni under center, give to Amon Clark through the middle, finds a seam, puts his shoulder into it. Nice run by Clark, getting out to about the 47-yard line.
Now you lean on the big boys, Sean.
That's it.
Fourth quarter, you have a lead. You have the big line against a small line of the Rockies. I think you just start pounding, and if you get 3 yards of carry, that's what you do.
Just reminding the listeners at home, the front three for the Rockies, Bastardo 200 pounds, Staten 225, and Peters 195. That's your front three for the Rockies. So clear advantage for the Gold Rush. 2nd and 3 coming up for the Saints here. Single setback. Piccioni looks to throw. Checks off, going deep down the seam. He's got Norton. It is caught and dropped. What great defense that time by the Rockies. Trying to get a read on that number.
21.
I think that was 21. Braxton Bennett.
Sophomore.
Stayed with the play, Joe, and able to separate that ball.
Well, listen, the Rockies probably thought the Saints were going to run it again as well.
Yep.
The Saints chose to try to take advantage of that. Good pass. Norton had it, and Bennett put a hand in there and knocked it away.
That he did. You know, Zach Norton wants that one back.
No doubt about it.
On 3rd and 3 now for the Saints. Again, ball racing at their own 47-yard line. I formation. And here's a give to Amon Clark. Right at the 50-yard line. It's going to be up to the spot. Is the question to see if they've got a first down or not. They do stop the clock with 10:54 to go here in the fourth quarter. And let's see what they call. They might actually bring the chains out here.
I think it's short based on the spot. The official closest to us.
Yeah.
The official on the far side of the field had a better spot if you're a Saints fan. But here we go.
Yeah, fourth and inches. 4th and inches for the Saints. Right at the 50-yard line. I formation. Piccioni under center. They try the hard count. They back off. Go back to the sidelines. Look for the play. On 4th and inches, they show blitz. Here's a snap. Give to Clark. Through the middle. He's got it. He's got it easy. 2 or 3 yard gain that time, down to in between the 47 and 48-yard line. Dwenger survives on 4th and inches for a fresh set of downs.
That was huge.
Yes, absolutely
and
right.
The clock's going to continue to run as soon as the chains get set. Clark just hit the 100-yard mark, 20 carries, average 1 touchdown, averaging 5 yards per carry now.
6-0 is your score. The Bishop Dwenger Saints on top of the Rockies right now with a fresh set of downs in Rocky territory at the 47. I formation. Amon Clark, their tailback. Here is the snap. They go to the right side. Now looking back through the middle. Amon Clark finds not much there. Maybe a yard down to the 46.
Sean, we might see coming up maybe an unbalanced line out of the Saints in that quick pitch or that sweep. The Rockies are really packing in that box tight now, bringing the linebackers up closer, anticipating a run every time.
So we'll call that a gain of 1, bringing up a 2nd and 9. 6-0 is your score. Saints on top. 9 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the game. Ball resting at the 46-yard line, and now we've got a timeout on the play. Bishop Dwenger. So Dwenger burns a timeout here on 2nd and 9. We're going to go ahead and burn a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Regional Championship Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
We're all searching for answers, searching for meaning in our life. But the world and the culture give us empty solutions and empty promises. We know there is more to life because we're searching for the real truth and a real meaning. You can stop searching because you found Jesus Christ at His Catholic Church. Redeemer Radio. Welcome home to your family of faith.
We are back to live action here in Plymouth, where the Bishop Dwenger Saints lead the Plymouth Rockies 6-0. Mark Watts, what do you have?
All right, observation here. This is the regional. This is a chance to go to state. This is when you want your offensive linemen just to give you what you've got. These guys, we've got to lean on these guys. And Plymouth, there's nothing worse than being out here and just getting run on. Back to you.
On 2nd and 9, Piccioni in the shotgun, trips to the right side. He looks right. Now draw play. Amon Clark going opposite field. He's going to the left side.
He lost the ball!
The ball is out, and it looks like the Rockies might have it. No,
the Saints have it.
The Saints have it.
Recovered by Dwenger.
Wow. An exciting play, misdirection.
No, it wasn't exciting.
So the Saints have control of the ball that time. As Amon Clark gets deeper into Rocky territory. After all that, he got down to about the 41-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and long 3, almost a 3rd and 4 for the Saints.
Wow, that was troubling.
Yes.
I think my heart stopped.
I think it did too. All right, we're going to call this actually a 3rd and 4 now. Piccioni with a single setback. Wing to the right side, wide out left and right. Critical 3rd down here. Pitch, Amon Clark looking for some room, puts his shoulder into it, big push. He's going to be very close.
Right at it.
Again, so close on these
right
3rd
at
and
it.
4th downs.
I think he has this, though, Sean. I'm going to go out on a limb.
No, not with that spot he's not. They're going to mark it closer to the 38 than the 37, and that's going to bring up a 4th and inches again for the Saints. The offense is going to stay on the field. Piccioni's going to be under center. He's going to try the hard count. That doesn't work. Looks back to the sidelines. And here is a pitch around the right side. Harris wrapped up. He's got to lean into it, son. And I think he's got it. I think he's got it down to the 41.
Second effort by Jack Harris. He was hit in the backfield, and he just plowed and leaned forward, and that's a Saints first down.
That's it right there. They move the chains, and the ball is at the 36-yard line. And Mark Watts, what a play.
All right, I'm right by it. I'm telling you guys, he just wanted it. That was all it was. He was hit by 3 Rockies, and his second and third effort got that first down. What a heck of an effort by that kid. Back to you.
Harris with a great first down for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Fia Cable's going to be wide out to the left side. Split backs. Piccioni in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Give to Amon Clark following the seam left side. He gets through into the linebacker core for a nice gain down to about the 32-yard line.
That's a great first down pickup for Amon Clark and the Saints offense.
We're going to call that a gain of 5, bringing up a 2nd and 5.
You have 3 downs now to move the chains again, Sean.
That's exactly right. And you can do a lot on 2nd and 5 here, Joe, especially with the ball resting in between the 32 and the 31-yard line of the Rockies. Split backs, wide out left and right. Piccioni in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He looks to throw, looks right, guns it, and it is low. Is it off the turf? Yes, it is off the turf. As number 89, Fetterspiel, goes down low to get it, but it's called incomplete.
That's the right call. It skipped into him. Yeah. 3rd and 5. Here we go. You know, that little out, really, that play they ran there's been there all night.
Yes.
That 5-yard out is just a poor throw by Piccioni.
Yep. 7:08 remaining in the contest. 6-0 is the score. Dwenger on top. They've got the ball at the 31-yard line of the Rockies. Going to be trips left, 1 wide right. Wing to the right is Harris. He comes back in motion. Here's a snap. Give to Harris through the middle. Oh, he gets tripped up. Oh, we've got a flag on the play coming in as well.
That's right in the middle of the line. You got to believe that's a hold, Sean.
Could very well be. They're going to say he was brought down at the 25, which would have been enough for a first down, but it looks like the Saints are walking backwards. And they're talking to the coaches for the Rockies.
It is a hold.
And it is a hold.
Holding is the call against Dwenger.
Well, a big mistake that time on 3rd and 5 as Harris's run would have given them the first down. And it's all for naught.
Not a lot of flags here tonight. This crew has really let these two teams play. Been a clean game.
Well, folks, our fourth quarter sponsor, you can always help your support your Catholic parish or school and help yourself in the process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. Call Elevate at 844-230-6611.
6-0, Saints on top. Here we go. 3rd and 14, Sean.
After the penalty, ball now resting at the 40-yard line. Low snap, Piccioni gets it, looks to his right, guns it to the sidelines, and it is caught. Knocked out of bounds is Zach Norton. That is going to be a gain of 5 at the 35-yard line.
6:42 to go in this game, in this regional championship. Saints on top, 6-0. 4th and 9, Sean. 4th and 9. The ball sits at the Rockies 35. What do you do?
35-yard line. I trust my defense. I want to see if, in fact, there's a real opportunity that Piccioni's leg could pin him back deep inside the 10. But I say go for it. And that's why he moves back to the punt formation. He does the quick kick. and it is a high lofting kick and takes a good Dwenger bounce, and it's going to be stopped at the 6-yard line. Mark Watts, what do you have for us?
You know, I'm so proud of Ernie Beaudriat. That was the right call, guys.
Yep.
Being down here, you don't feel like they can go 90 or 80 yards. So let your defense, they're playing great. These guys don't have a lot of big threats. So great call by Ernie.
Yeah, I agree.
He's smart. He's an old fox, cagey fox right on that call. Back to you.
Now you have to be ready, Sean, for every trick in the bag.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you're the Saints defense, play your assignment. Don't get sucked in if you're a safety.
Yep.
Play smart.
This is going to be no-holds-barred football here by the Rockies as they are facing a 95-yard run right here to get back in this. Here's a snap. They try the dive option. Quarterback decides to keep it. He'll get out to the, well, he won't have any gain whatsoever. Maybe a yard out to the 6, maybe the 7.
Sipe and Yanko.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, what do you have?
The defensive line for Lures, they can't run option. I mean, the dive wasn't there. He tried to keep it. This four linemen, four linemen for Dwenger is really changing this game in the second half. Back to you.
Well, at least the second time you said Dwenger instead of Lures.
I mean, Lures instead of Dwenger. Yeah, we knew we'd get it.
Here it is. They try the reverse this time, looking for a seam, and he gets into the middle before he is wrapped up by Stegmeyer and company. That'll be a positive gain out past the 10 to the 11-yard line. It's still going to bring up a 3rd and test. We're going to call that a 3rd and 6 coming up. It's okay, Mark.
3rd and 6. Big 2 downs here.
Absolutely. The ball is resting at the 11-yard line. 3rd and 6 now for the Rockies. They get their play from the sidelines. They spread things out. Single setback, trips to the right side, looking to throw probably. Here's a snap. He is looking right.
We're looking for number 4.
Deep
there
left,
it is.
Up and going for it. Ball is tipped. Oh, nearly picked, but incomplete that time.
Sean, that ball, listen, I was holding up 4 fingers right before the snap. I said, when they need yards, either 5's going to do something or 4, or they're going to give it to 4.
Yep.
And 4 had single coverage out here against Obergefell, and Obergefell did a nice job.
That he did. He had some safety help from Burns coming over as well. So the ball was tipped, but then they couldn't get it, and now they punt the ball. Oh, it's blocked! It's blocked! It's run
score?
Touchdown!
Somebody fall on it!
Still live. It's still live out of the back of the end zone,
Safety.
and I think that's a safety.
That is a safety for the Saints. Colin
is.
Burns, I thought, had it in his hands, and he bobbled it, and it rolled out of the back of the end zone.
It was like a greased pig rolling around in the end zone back there. They couldn't recover it. It goes out of the back, and the Bishop Dwenger Saints have scored a safety. Mark Watts, what do you have?
Okay, so they kind of punted it quickly, but Yanko gets in there. They block it. Now we've got 3 linemen who have no hands, are trying to get to the ball.
I know, it was like a grease.
And they kind of like had it and then lost it and then lost it and then fell on it outside the back of the end zone. But huge play. And go back to that punt, guys. If he doesn't punt it on 4th downs, get him back there deep.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
That's
back to you.
Now that is the buffer they needed because, again, it was 6-0 before because the PAT had failed. Now it's 8-0. And, again, the Rockies have to kick the ball away.
Now, will they try an onside kick?
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
That's the question.
And let's see what the Saints do. Are they going to bring their hands team up? I'm putting my hands team on the field, and they are.
Darn right.
The Saints are bringing their hands team up.
That's exactly right. I see
The
Stegmeyer
Saints
out there. The receiver core is up front. Yep.
Sean, the last drive the Saints had was 5.5 minutes. 5:13 left on this clock in the game.
Yep, good call.
They need another drive.
And they're going to have excellent field position here, especially if the Rockies fail an onside kick attempt here.
Amon Clark is deep.
From the 20-yard line, he's going to put his leg into it and drive Amon Clark back. And he is going to get it at about the 26-yard line. He's at the 30, the 35, looking for a seam through the middle. He's got it. 35, 40, the 50. The 45 is before he is dropped down. So Amon Clark still gives the Bishop Dwenger Saints excellent field position at the 45-yard line.
Amon Clark had a 30, and he's getting up a little gimpy on his left foot, but he's okay. 30-yard return with the hands team.
Exactly.
I mean that's okay.
These guys don't know how to block, and yet they do.
They're not blockers, they're hands.
That's right. So the ball is now resting at the Rockies' 45-yard line. The Bishop Dwenger Saints lead 8-0 with 5:05 remaining in the contest. Pichelny breaks the huddle, comes up to the line. There's that I formation. Harris in front of Amon Clark, 2 wideouts to the left side. Under center is Pichelny. Quick give. Amon Clark through the middle, powering forward. getting inside the 45 and not much more there, maybe down to the 44, the 43. So a short yardage gain that time as the clock continues to dwindle down. Mark Watts, what do you have?
Yeah, I've got my gold helmet on, but it's only 8 points, gentlemen, so that's only one possession. So we're one little mistake away from being tied. So let's keep going.
Right.
Let's keep going.
All right. So we'll call that a gain of 2 by Amon Clark. Ball now resting at the 43-yard line of the Rockies. Split backs, 2 wideouts to the left side. Piccioni in the shotgun. Here is the snap. He looks to throw, looks left, fires, and it is caught. And it is going to be shy of a first down by Fiacable. We call him Don Fiacable. Out of respect.
Out of respect, the Don.
Jeremy splits on the stop.
Third down, third and short.
Third and 1 for the Saints as they rest the ball at the 37-yard line.
7-yard pickup.
The Saints have not converted on their last 5 third down tries.
Troubling stat right there, Joe. Let's see what they can do on 3rd and 1. So, let's see, I formation, quarterback under center. Slot right, wide out right. Here is a snap. Give to Amon Clark. Followed with his lead blocker. He's got a seam through the middle. Breaks it out back to the left. He's got some more room inside the 20, inside the 15 before he is wrangled out of bounds.
Great run by Amon Clark. Again, just all he needs is a little daylight, and he can make something happen.
Well, the interior line for that the big gold rush is really kind of pushing open some holes in that defense right now, and giving Amon Clark just enough to gash that defense.
25-yard pickup for Amon.
Yeah. Ball now resting inside the red zone down to the 12-yard line. 8-0 is your score. 3:32 remaining in the contest. The Saints threatening and on top. They come up to the line again with that I formation. Norton in the slot to the right. Fetterspiel wide right.
Unbalanced line to the right.
Here is a snap. Give to Amon Clark going right. Looking for some room. Won't find much. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Maybe a yard gain. And we've got a timeout on the field as they stop the clock with 3:23 to go. And it looks like the Rockies are going to call the timeout this time.
Now
wait.
Yeah, the Rockies.
Excuse me. Did they?
Yes.
There's the signal right there. Go ahead, Joe. What do you
I was going
have?
to say real quick, it's important to keep the ball in the middle of the field if you want to try a field goal. Remember, long snapping's been an issue all night, so I don't know if you want to, but a field goal here is huge. Makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, very good point right there. We're going to go ahead and keep it right here and check in with our Associate Executive Assistant Producer, Mr. Nick Gray, who's got some scores and updates from around the state.
Well, guess what, guys? Lowell is on the board, so they've scored 6 points. Right now, St. Joe South Bend is leading them 7-6, so that's real important because whoever wins that game is going to play the winner of this game. Snyder's beaten Mishawaka 28-12. That's at the half. Also, Belmont, West Lafayette, 20-21. Belmont leads that one. Woodland's coming back on Winchester. That's 26-21. Back up to
Wow.
Good regional action.
Yeah,
Sean.
some great games going on out there. All right, the timeout is over. It is now 2nd and 8 for the Saints. Ball resting just at the 10-yard line. I formation again, 2 wideouts to the right. Piccioni under center. Here is a snap. Give to Clark through the middle, finding his way, spinning out of a tackle, getting into the linebacker core. Call that a gain of 4 down to the 6-yard line. And the Rockies will once again burn another timeout. 8-0 is your score. Bishop Dwenger on top and threatening with a third and 4 coming up from the 6-yard line.
Okay, let me talk to the old coach, Coach Watts. Coach Watts, let's say you don't pick up a first down here. You've seen the woes with the long snapping. Do you go for it on 4th, or do you try to long snap one more?
Oh, because the field goal, it's a shorter snap than the punt, and the one field goal attempt was a good snap. I would say put it in the middle of the field, kick the field goal. You've got to give your team a chance to go up by 2 scores.
I'm thinking you're right. I got the long snapper on the sideline right now. I'm working with him, getting him loose. But remember, the one extra point the Saints did try, he rolled it back there. It was no good.
That's right. That's right. So I think, again, you have to give your team a chance to go up by 2, Joe. Back to you.
All right. Well, maybe they don't need that discussion. Let's see what happens here on 3rd and 4 from the 6-yard line for the Saints. Piccioni in the shotgun, trips left. Man in motion coming across. They fake it. Piccioni decides to keep it through the middle. Gets nowhere. Look at that defense by the Rockies. Never say die attitude
they're
right
solid.
there.
You got to kick it.
Yeah.
The last timeout now is taken by the Rockies.
So a big decision on the line for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. We're going to step out for a 30-second break. When we come back, we've got the end of this broadcast coming up. Stick around, folks. You're listening to Regional Championship Football right here on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
There's a new dining experience in Fort Wayne, just waiting to be discovered by sports fans everywhere. Newly remodeled The Lodge, located in the Coyote Creek Golf Club, is open to the public, offering great daily lunch and dinner specials. Bring the family in to enjoy our spacious family room after the game. The Lodge is proud to support Bishop Dwenger and Bishop Luers football. Come celebrate the W's with their friendly staff. The Lodge is located at 4935 Hillegas Road. To save your table for after the game, call 260-203-3154.
We are back to live action here in Plymouth, where the Bishop Dwenger Saints are up 8-0, facing a 4th and 4.
The offense is on the field. Now, listen, they can take a look at the defense. If they don't like it, they can call a timeout and bring the kicker out.
Piccioni's in the shotgun. Behind him is Amon Clark, wide out left and right, wing to the left, coming across the line of scrimmage. Here's a snap. They're going for it. Piccioni decides to tuck, throws it at the flats. It is incomplete.
Flag down.
And no good.
I think it's holding against Plymouth.
It is in the end zone. The flag is. So let's see what we've got here. Hold the phone as the white hat comes over to make the call.
No, it's against the Saints, they're saying. Offensive pass interference.
Offensive pass interference against the Saints. It is declined. The fourth down attempt is no good, and the Rockies take over. 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line. Wow. Okay.
I just don't think Ernie Bodrab wanted to risk a bad snap. A defender could pick it up and go back for a touchdown or get it blocked. I think he liked his offense on the field better.
I think he lost confidence in the kicking game right there.
Still have to go 80 or 90 some yards.
Right, and Plymouth has only has 44 yards in the entire second half.
That's right. Yep. So it is up to the Bishop Dwenger defense to win this one with 3:10 remaining. Here is a snap. Quarterback rolling to his left, looking to throw. Got pressure, throws it out, and incomplete that time. He took a shot by
sure
Burns. No flag on the play.
I really think, again, I think number 4 is the guy that number 5 is going to look for.
I think you're right.
And I think Austin Burns, the safety, has to be aware of that. I'm sure he's aware of it. And I'm keeping one eye on number 4. Barron, 6 of 12, 69 yards in this ball game. And he came in, remember, averaging 122 yards a game.
So they spread the field, 4 wideouts. Play action, looking to throw, wheel route. He's got his man, number 4, finding some room. He'll get out of bounds with some positive yards and stop the clock, but it will not be enough for a first down. We'll call that a gain of maybe 4, bringing up a 3rd and 6.
Only 1 third down conversion for Plymouth in the second half. They are 1 out of 4.
Ball north of the 11-yard line here on a critical 3rd down. 3rd, 5.5, 3rd and 6. There's an audible. He's tapping the top of his helmet, looking at his receivers.
Single coverage on number 4.
Here's a snap. Looks,
there he goes.
Looks.
There he goes.
Trying to get deep this time. And it's well overthrown and incomplete. A late flag comes out. This is going to be probably defensive pass interference.
And I think it's a good call. I think our guy hit him on the double move.
Yeah, I think so. Mark Watts, what'd you see down there?
I couldn't tell, Joe, so you're probably right. I know you're right, but number 4 looked at the ref like, come on, throw it, and he did. But still, I'm telling you, I think the Saints are in good shape because Plymouth still doesn't look comfortable throwing the football.
No.
So if they can just not give up the big play, not make any mistakes, I think we're fine. Back to you.
2:54 remaining in the contest. They're going to mark off this penalty here. He goes past the 20 out to the 24-yard line.
I'm not sure he knows where he's supposed to
put the ball. Okay, well, they put it at the 27-yard line. Should be at the 26. I don't know that we're going to argue over a yard at this point. 1st and 10 coming up for the Rockies. Man in motion. Here's a snap, play action, looking to throw, looking right, throwing to the flats. He's got number 4. It is caught, and he is going to be out of bounds with the catch near the 37-yard line.
He's going to throw to number 4.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the only number he's looking at.
Right.
And if you're the Saints, be aware of that, and get some coverage, under coverage, over coverage, and let's be ready.
So they mark him just shy of a first down, bringing up a second and short one. Trips to the right side. Tailback is offset to the left with one wideout left. Here's Barron with the snap. We've got a blitz coming. He's got pressure, and Burns almost gets him. He's still on his feet, rolls out, throws, out of bounds. And we've got two Rockies.
Two Rockies must have run into each other, and they are both down. Number 4 and number 3, it looks like, are both on the ground. Here come the trainers, so they'll have to come out of play.
That they will. They are slow getting up. The young man just now sitting up in the upright position. And he is still down on the ground being attended to right now by the coaching staff.
Brings up a 3rd and 1.
All right, so again, he is up and coming off the field. That's Logan Crum, number 3, for the Rockies. 3rd and 1 now for the Rockies. Again, the ball resting at their own 36-yard line. 2:40 to go in the contest. 8-0 is your score. Dwenger on top. Rockies moving right to left on your radio dial. New formation this time. Double wings, single setback. Quarterback's going to be in the shotgun. No, under center, excuse me. And here is the quarterback, just tries to dive forward, trying to get some yardage.
I think he has enough. He only needed a foot.
Yeah.
It's awful close, though.
It's awful close.
There's
they
the
wave
first down.
it. Yeah, they wave it. So 1st and 10. Off of Barron, quarterback keeper right there.
No more timeouts left for the Rockies. Remember, they burned them during the Saints last drive to try and preserve the clock.
So the clock starts right now. It is set. 2.5 to go in the contest.
Wigglejohn comes out of the game a little gimpy.
Here's the play action, throwing to the left side. It is through the hands of the intended receiver, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. Stiers, number 88, the intended receiver that time. That stops the clock and brings up a 2nd down. Again, the ball resting on the 37-yard line of the Rockies. 2:24. They look to the sidelines for the play.
Don't fall asleep on the trick plays either, Sean.
No, you're
the
exactly
sweet
right.
passes, those type of plays.
Trips to the right, one wide left, single setback. He's looking to throw. Barron going deep left, single coverage out there, and he's got it. Obergfell knocks it away. Perfect position that time by Obergfell. And it looks like, Joe, that Barron has really an issue going that deep with the ball.
Well, I really thought Obergfell was in a position. I remember he's got a hurt thumb, so he's got a soft cast on one hand. I really thought he had a chance to pick that, but then I remember he's got a bad wing there. 3rd and 10.
The incomplete pass stops the clock with 2:18, 3rd and 10 now. Twins left and right, single setback from the shotgun is Barron. Here comes the blitz. He flows left, throws it back through the middle, and it is going to be caught by number 14.
And the clock's going to run. It's in the middle of the field.
For a minimal gain to the 41-yard line. We'll call that a gain of 4. Brings up a 4th and 6 now for the Barons. Check that for the Rockies, led by Jack Barron.
Clock's still running.
Yes, indeed, and they're taking their time. They're taking their time. They're looking at the sidelines.
150.
Under 2 minutes to go. 8-0 is your score. Saints on top.
Here's your ball game.
On 4th and 6. Here is the snap. Play action. He rolls to his left. Has pressure. Throws over the middle. Tipped. Incomplete.
Tipped.
No flags on the play.
No, the ball was tipped.
No flags on the play.
And if the Saints will take over, no flags, Sean, you said it, no flags. The Saints are going to take over 139 to go, leading 8-0 here in this regional championship.
The Barons cannot stop the clock. Mark Watts, what do you have?
The Rockies can't either, but we're all excited here. I always do that one for the Dwenger Lures thing. Okay, the people on the sideline of Plymouth, they don't understand when the ball is tipped, there's no pass interference. So that's what you heard some of the yelling. But again, it's really hard when you have no timeouts and you're calling plays from the sidelines to get the communication in, and that's when it cost them. Back to you.
Here are the Saints on offense. They're going to line up with an I formation. 1:39 to go in the contest, and Piccioni takes a knee We've got a flag on the play, however.
I think the nose guard jumped early trying to knock the ball. He's trying to time the snaps to hit it away.
Side judge has both hands on his hips, and that would indicate a free 5 yards coming up for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. And that's exactly what it is. So they move the ball deeper into Rocky territory. Ball now resting at the 36-yard line with 1:36 remaining in the contest. Pichelny coming in from the sidelines with the play.
Yeah, it should be first down there. They switched the marker. They were showing third down across the field.
Yeah. 1st and 5 now for the Saints. Ball resting at the 36. They're up 8-0. And barring a catastrophe, we'll move on to semi-state action after these few plays.
Takes a knee. Victory formation.
Yes, indeed. The Rockies cannot stop the clock. And that'll take us under 90 seconds to play here in Plymouth. Well, what a hard-fought game this has been, Joe. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. I tell you what, these Rockies, take your hats off to these Rockies.
Yeah.
I mean, they played tough defense the entire game. They never bent. They got in the red zone. They got even tougher, and they did a heck of a job. Amon Clark scored on a 4-yard touchdown run in the third quarter at the 7:39 mark, and that's the only touchdown tonight.
Yep, that's exactly right. Looks like another victory formation coming up for the Dwenger Saints. Mark Watts, what do you have for us?
Well, I know one thing. Ernie Bodrab's going to go back home and say, guys, we get in the red zone, we've got to score.
Yeah.
Because in the first half, they were down there a couple times with no points coming back. So the farther you go in this tournament, gentlemen, we know that. We've covered them. You've got to score in the red zone because points are at a premium.
Yeah, every possession is critical. You're absolutely right, Mark. Yeah. Well, again, another knee, and that brings up a 3rd and 7 now for the Saints with 26 seconds remaining. As soon as they snap this ball, this should do it, ladies and gentlemen. The cell phones in the sanctuary are going off. The lights over there on the far side of the field. Great showing by the Dwenger faithful on the far side of the field.
Another flag. They tried to time it. Rockies nose guard tried to time it again and jumped early.
So that stops the clock with 10 seconds remaining. And that'll be, they're going to mark this off now. The interesting thing will be here when they set the ball, will they start the clock? Or will it be started on the snap?
After penalty. There he
wound the clock, and that's going to do it. Nope, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Proud to announce the Bishop Dwenger Saints, regional champions 2015, with a great victory over the Rockies of Plymouth, 8-0. Saints win, Saints win.
What a hard-fought game. What a great game.
What a great game.
Great competitors, great warriors, a lot of emotion on both sides of the field. We talked about it, and got a lot of respect for both these teams.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Well, there's going to be, again, tears in the locker room on behalf of the Rockies tonight, and we're going to see if, in fact, we have an opportunity. It might be sketchy with our wireless equipment tonight, but we're going to see if we can get a reaction from Coach Bodrab with Mark Watts down there. And let's see if, in fact, here we go, down with Mark Watts.
Here he is. Congratulations. I like that smile. What do you say?
Having a good time tonight. The kids did a great job tonight. I can't say enough about the effort that they put into them. We had some rough spots. We didn't make it easy for ourselves tonight, but we persevered, and that's what this team's been doing all season. They hit you hard, and they don't give up, and, man, it's really paying off.
Well, I thought it was a great move to punt down there when you had on the 32-yard line. Great move. Great decision-making tonight because your defense was not giving up much at all.
Well, I got some good advice from a good friend about using the quarterback to kick down there, so we thought we were having trouble with our snapper, and we didn't want to take any chances, so we went with it that way.
Congratulations, Coach. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very
much,
Mark.
Proud of you. All right.
Thank you.
All right, guys. That's tremendous.
Good stuff. Thank you so much, Mark, for talking with Coach Ernie Bodrab. We'll stick around, folks. We're going to go ahead and step out for a little break here. When we come back, we'll roll up the numbers, get a final update from Nick Gray, and we're going to call it a night. Again, proud to announce the Bishop Dwenger Saints moving on to semi-state action with a hard-fought victory over the Plymouth Rockies, 8-0, your final score. We're back in 90 seconds. You're listening to Regional Championship Football here on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
Shawnee Construction and Engineering is proud to support tonight's game. We specialize in commercial and industrial construction and use unique life cycle principles to provide our clients the highest quality craftsmanship for the life of the project. Shawnee Construction and Engineering are partners with you for lifetime savings. We can be found at ShawneeConstruction.com or at 260-489-1234. That's 260-489-1234.
He has counted to infinity twice. He once set a land speed record on a surfboard. Bruce Springsteen calls him the boss. He is the most fascinating man alive.
I don't always buy diamonds, but when I do, I prefer Peter Franklin Jewelers. Stay sparkly, my friends.
We are back for our post-game offering, ladies and gentlemen. Just a reminder that Redeemer Radio has one travel sponsor, and that's H&L Electric. Specializing in the commercial electrical needs for the business community, H&L Electric can handle the smallest to the largest of projects for your business. Call Pete Henry at 260-357-0123. That's H&L Electric at 260-357-0123. 8-0 is your score here. The Bishop Dwenger Saints move on to semi-state action. Going to see if we can get a glimpse at what opponent they might be able to see, along with some other scores from around the area. Nick Gray is down on our sidelines. Nick, what do you have for us?
Well, I wish I had a little bit more on that St. Joe Lowell score, but it's still 6-7 with St. Joe leading that one. Now, remember, they started a half hour behind us, so we won't be able to report who we're playing next week until people tune in and listen to our normal program. So, just once again, St. Joe South Bend is leading Lowell 7-6. Snyder's beaten Mishawaka 28-18, so Mishawaka will not go away, and that one's late in the third quarter. West Lafayette, Belmont's winning that one 21-20. Again, that was a late start, so that one's still in the third quarter as well. Woodland, Winchester's winning this one 26-21. So Woodland is coming back. So that's interesting there. So that's what we have for you, folks. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Back up to you guys.
Thanks very much, Nick Gray. All right, so let's check in with Kevin Godfrey, who has stats from tonight's game. Again, announcing an 8-0 victory by the Bishop Dwenger Saints over the Rockies of Plymouth. Kevin Godfrey, tell us about the numbers behind the score.
Thanks, Sean. For Plymouth, Barron was 9 of 19 passing for 87 yards. He also had 18 carries for 43 yards. As a team, they had 33 carries for 80 yards, which is only 2.4 a carry. For the Saints, Pichelny was 12 of 21 passing for 112 yards. Clark had 27 carries for 145 yards and a touchdown. And Fiacable was the leading receiver with 5 catches for 32 yards. Total yardage, Plymouth 167, Dwenger 263. Some big second half stats. Time of possession, Dwenger was plus 10 minutes.
Wow.
And yards in the second half, it was Plymouth 63, Dwenger 167.
Kevin Godfrey, thanks very much for the information there. Again, the numbers behind the score. Joe Warden, it jumps out to me, that 167 yards. I mean, that was a shutdown performance by the Dwenger defense tonight.
Well, it was, and again, in our conversations, in our pre-production meetings, we talked about the Saints struggling to stop the run last week against Leo, and with this powerful running attack and this option and this midline option and this senior quarterback, and they just were able to get it done, especially started up front with the defensive line,
right.
and really the tackling was so much better. I was at the Leo game last week. It was arm grabbing, and they worked on it this week. Coach Bodrap told us they worked on it this week, and they did. They were tackling tonight. They were hitting low and driving.
Yeah, they just out-physicaled them. You're absolutely right. So the Bishop Dwenger Saints live to fight another day against semi-state foe next week, and we will cover it right here on Redeemer Radio, folks. Check us out online at RedeemerRadio.com. And just a reminder that the game is over, so now it's time to talk about Bishop Luers High School, a Catholic educational community that instills in each student dignity, integrity, respect, and responsibility. Catch the Luers spirit at www.bishopluers.org. Joe Wharton, some final thoughts, please.
I just got a text that Woodland just won, I believe, 29-26. They just scored. I just got a text, and that's exciting. And listen, again, our prayers go out to this Plymouth community, losing David Bacon to a suicide earlier in the year, a teammate of theirs, so a lot of emotion down there tonight. But it's good doing this game with you. Remember, next week, if Lowell wins, the game will be at Zollner.
Yes.
If South Bend St. Joe wins, it's at South Bend St. Joe.
Yeah, that's exactly
so
right.
So that's what's coming up next week for this Bishop Dwenger Saints team and their staff. Great defensive performance. I'm glad to see with good coaching they were able to turn the defense around, get them back on track, and the offense did a nice job putting up some big yards in the second half to keep this dream alive.
That's exactly right. Good stuff. Well, special thanks tonight for everyone involved, including our studio producers, Mary and Carolyn Poinsett, back at the station. Our chief sports engineer is Robert Scora. On the sidelines tonight, we had our executive associate assistant producer, Nick Gray. Coach Mark Watts was our sideline reporter. Up here in the booth, we have Kevin Godfroy, the upgrade. For Mr. Joe Wharton, my broadcast partner, I'm Sean McBride, wishing you all a good night. May God bless you, and we'll see you on the sidelines. You're listening to Redeemer Radio, WRDF 106.3 FM.
Hi, Charlie Momper here from Momper Insulation. It's never too late to add insulation. You'll be amazed at the results when our Momper professionals retrofit your walls and attics with high-quality insulation. When we're finished, you'll stay warmer and hopefully save money on your heating bills as well. Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956. Call today at